The K-pop industry has made progress, but some things remain almost untouchable, such as dating, the idols' personal lives, or anything that breaks the perfect idol mold. Yet a handful of idols have boldly defied these unspoken rules, choosing to live authentically no matter the backlash. In recent years, the K-pop industry has shown signs of gradual but meaningful change, particularly when it comes to the visibility of LGBT idols. While there is still a long way to go, more trainees and former contestants have begun to speak openly about their sexuality, suggesting that parts of the industry are becoming safer and more accepting spaces than they once were. One notable example is Taichi, a former trainee under JYP Entertainment who many viewers may recognize from Needsy Project Season 2 and later Boys Planet 2. Although he did not make the final debut lineup on either survival show, he continued to build a loyal following that remained invested in his journey beyond the competition stage. On January 19th, it was officially confirmed that Taichi would appear on the 4th season of His Man, Wave's groundbreaking LGBT dating program. The significance of this casting cannot be overstated since His Man was the first Korean television series dedicated to portraying the dating experiences and emotional journeys of LGBTQ individuals. With 4 seasons centered on men and an additional season featuring women, the show has steadily carved out space for stories that had long been absent from mainstream Korean media. When Season 4 began airing on January 23rd, Taichi quickly became one of its most talked about participants, not because of controversy, but because of his openness. During the show, he reflected on his coming out experience and shared the words that had meant the most to him at the time. He revealed that his parents had already known he was gay before he formally told them, a detail that added a layer of quiet reassurance to his story and challenged the assumption that coming out is always met with shock or rejection. He also spoke candidly about coming out to his friends, including one fellow idol. According to Taichi, that friend initially admitted to holding homophobic views. However, as their friendship deepened, those views began to shift. The friend later told him that he no longer considered himself homophobic, explaining that their bond had allowed him to see Taichi without prejudice. For many fans, Taichi's appearance on His Man signals a broader cultural shift, one in which idols are increasingly able to step forward as their authentic selves without automatically jeopardizing their careers. Another former Boys Planet contestant who has publicly come out is Krystian Wang. His survival show journey actually began years earlier. In 2020, when he competed on Youth with You3, Krystian successfully made it to the finals, but the season took an unexpected turn when the Beijing Municipal Radio and Television Bureau ordered the program to stop airing, which resulted in the finale never being broadcast. He later joined Boys Planet as an individual trainee, but his run ended in episode 8 after he was eliminated. Still hoping for a different outcome, Krystian returned for Boys Planet 2. Unfortunately, he once again did not make it far in the competition as he was eliminated during the first round of eliminations. Outside of survival programs, Krystian has also built a diverse career. He was a member of the global pop group Now United, gaining international exposure through the project. In addition, he made his solo debut on January 10th, 2022 with the release of his mini-album Krystian. In July of last year, Krystian made headlines again when he posted a video of himself holding hands with another man with the caption, "In the narrow small land full of hatred and evil edits you called a planet. Oh chose love, happiness, and hope." The clip quickly circulated online and was widely interpreted as him publicly coming out, drawing significant attention from both fans and media outlets. Although the video itself did not include any direct statement, leaving some room for interpretation at first, fans quickly noticed that Krystian was actively liking comments under the post that featured pride flags and congratulated him on coming out. As more screenshots circulated, it became increasingly clear to them that this was not accidental, and they took his engagement with those comments as confirmation. Another familiar face on His Man 4 is Sunwook. Before joining the program, he had been briefly introduced to the public through the idol industry. He was the first to be revealed by TM Entertainment as a member of the upcoming K-pop group Yechan, positioning him as one of the team's original faces. However, before the group could even make its official debut, Sunwook and 2 other members departed from the lineup. After that, he largely disappeared from the spotlight, stepping away from public activities for a period of time. That is why viewers were especially surprised to see him reemerge on the 4th season of His Man. Despite the unexpected nature of his return, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing support for his decision to join the show and share his story. Some fans even responded with humor, pointing out that Sunwook, Taichi, and 2 other contestants who are professional dancers had enough talent between them to form a new K-pop group of their own. Beyond the jokes though, the overall sentiment was one of encouragement. Many viewers noted how different the atmosphere feels compared to just a few years ago, emphasizing that it is reassuring to see contestants appear far far more comfortable being open about who they are. One Twitter user wrote, "I'm so happy for these people. It takes a lot of courage to be out in these environments. I'm glad things are changing little by little." Even when idols are not personally coming out, many of them are showing far more visible support for the LGBT community than in the past. A recent example is 82 Major's Yechan, who received widespread praise from fans for how he handled a sensitive moment during a live stream. While he was interacting with viewers, one fan left a comment opening up about their struggles with their love life and the online harassment they had been facing because of it. The fan commented, "I don't like to post because so many grown men get weird about two girls dating." Yechan did not pause for even a moment before making it clear where he stood. He immediately reassured the fan and encouraged them not to be weighed down by other people's opinions or cruel comments online. He went on to criticize those leaving hateful remarks, pointing out that so-called grown men who spend their time attacking two girls for dating clearly have nothing better to do. In his words, people who behave that way are simply losers. Yechan continued, "So what? What are they gonna do? Make you guys break up? No." Considering how rare it is for K-pop idols to be that outspoken on the topic, his reaction stood out even more. While many idols are believed to be supportive of the LGBT community, they often express it in subtle or carefully worded ways, which makes openly passionate responses like Yechan's far less common. Fans were quick to praise him, acknowledging that standing against harassment and supporting someone's relationship should be the bare minimum. At the same time, they admitted that it was genuinely refreshing to see an idol speak so candidly, without filtering his words or softening his stance, especially on an issue that many in the industry still approach cautiously. Speaking of idols who have either addressed the LGBT community directly or are rumored to be part of it themselves, former TOZ member Haruto is another name that often comes up in these conversations. Like many trainees, his path to debut was anything but straightforward, and he tried multiple routes before finally making his debut. His first major attempt was on the SBS audition program Loud, where he competed but was eliminated in the 4th round. He later appeared on Boys Planet representing Yechan. Once again, he built a strong fan base, particularly among international viewers, but his journey ended in episode 11. After leaving the company, Haruto was introduced in August 2023 as a member of TOZ. Unfortunately, that chapter was also short-lived as the group concluded its activities in October 2025. Despite these setbacks, Haruto remained one of the more talked-about contestants from Boys Planet, especially among global fans who believed it was only a matter of time before he found the right opportunity. Recently, he resurfaced, announcing that he would begin teaching dance classes in the upcoming year and resume posting on his social media accounts, signaling a new direction in his career. Around the same time, conversations about his sexuality began circulating again. At the end of December, Haruto appeared in a video on internet personality Cole's TikTok account. During the exchange, Cole asked him about his type, and Haruto casually replied that anything was fine. When asked directly whether that included guys, he agreed. The rest of the clip included playful references to his alleged feelings for a friend who was present. However, viewers were divided on how seriously to take the video. Some felt the friend's shocked reaction seemed too genuine to be staged, while others believed the entire situation could have been a lighthearted prank. There were also fans who argued that Haruto had never really hidden his identity in the first place, even if he had not made a formal announcement. They pointed out that he had attended a pride parade in the past and had posed with a PrEP sign referencing the daily pill or injection used by HIV-negative individuals, particularly gay and bisexual men and other active people, to significantly reduce the risk of contracting HIV. Haruto's recent discussions didn't stop at his own sexuality, as he quickly became the center of conversation for what he said about his fellow Boys Planet contestants. On February 10th, he went live on TikTok to interact with fans, who naturally asked him about his experiences on the show. During the live, Haruto claimed that none of the contestants on Boys Planet were straight and hinted that he knew a lot of secrets that he couldn't reveal, at least not yet. While the show has long carried rumors and an alleged reputation for featuring multiple LGBTQ+ participants, including multiple contestants like Taichi, Krystian Wang, and Haruto himself coming out, his statements still shocked many viewers. The backlash was immediate. Some fans accused him of outing other contestants, potentially revealing private information about their sexual orientation before they were ready to share it publicly. Others argued that his claims were misleading or exaggerated, with a few even calling on him to issue a public apology. One fan wrote on Twitter, "It's 2026, you can't go around joking about people's identity, that's wrong, and he was for saying something like this, he needs to apologize as soon as possible." Many argued that whether or not the other contestants were straight was not something he had the the right to publicly disclose whether he actually knew something or was speculating. Even if his comments were meant as a joke, critics emphasize that, given the conservative climate in South Korea, sexuality is a sensitive topic that shouldn't be taken lightly. As of now, Haruto hasn't clarified whether he was joking or speaking seriously, leaving his statements open to interpretation. What do you think about this? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments. But long before the industry was ready, someone else had already stepped forward. We have talked a lot about K-pop idols who break boundaries and make history, but none of them have done it quite like Haruto, who is known as the first transgender idol in the industry. From dealing with bigotry and threats to having a successful career as an entertainer, this is the full story of Haruto. Born in 1975 in Songnam as male at birth, Haruto felt like a woman ever since she was a child. Her friends and family noticed this too, saying she looked and acted like a girl from early on. When she was a teenager, she had a bad relationship with a guy, and she came to the realization that she had to have surgery to change her gender. It must have been a terrifying experience, especially since she went to an all-boys school, but by the time she finished school, she was already taking hormones. This is the reason why she was exempt from serving in the military, as they considered the fact that she wanted to transition as a mental illness. In the late 1990s, Haruto had various surgeries in Korea and Japan to look more like a woman, which included enhancing her chest, fixing her nose, getting hip enlargement surgery, and changing her reproductive organs. The surgery was done by Kim Sok-kwon, a well-known transition doctor in Korea. At first, her family didn't approve of her transition, especially her father. Haruto said that they weren't angry but were very upset about it and had a difficult time accepting her as their daughter. Thankfully, they came to terms with it later on and are very supportive of her career to this day. In 2000, everything changed for Haruto when a model scout saw her in a Japanese nightclub during the time she was living there. The scout was impressed by her beauty, so they made her an offer to join TTM Entertainment, a South Korean agency, and Haruto didn't hesitate before agreeing. This wasn't her first brush with the entertainment industry though, as she had been cast in some supporting roles in various TV shows when she was still a boy. She also started using the stage name Haruto, which was derived from the English phrase hot issue. Before this, she had a lot of trouble getting cast as a transgender woman. She shared a memory from a casting meeting where the agents had told her they liked her and asked her to sign a contract. However, Haruto let them know that she was transgender, which is when the agents got very inappropriate. They told her to take her clothes off because they wanted to check if she was telling the truth and told her she had to sleep with them to really prove that she was transgender. Such terrifying occasions left Haruto scarred forever. She went on to say, "People would cancel my contract after signing me. Some PD even said that as long as he was in charge, he would never let me go on TV." It's terrible that she had to go through this in the first place, but unfortunately, it's a reality of many transgender people. Soon after the incident, she joined TTM Entertainment, and the CEO of Dodo Cosmetics, Lim Yong-song, also took notice of her and convinced the company to make her an offer. The offer was that they would feature her in one of their commercials, in exchange of her revealing her biggest secret, which was that she was transgender. Taking advantage of the lack of queer portrayals on Korean TV, Dodo's ad aimed to grab the audience's interest by revealing that Haruto is transgender in the last scene of the ad. This would mean that she would be telling her truth on national television, but Haruto was ready to take the risk. However, what really mattered in her accepting the offer was that she would be taking part in an ad that would imply that the face powder she was advertising could change not just how she looked but also how people saw her. To prove this, Dodo had Haruto appear in the ad with the words "red liar" written on her body. They also zoomed into her digitally added Adam's apple, as Haruto didn't have a noticeable Adam's apple. On the reason why she decided to come out, she said that she didn't want to be dishonest with people, and after all, she wouldn't be able to keep this secret for long, so she decided to be open about it from the beginning of her career. You would think that a country as conservative as Korea would have negative reactions towards the ad, but actually the opposite ended up happening. After the commercial aired, people began saying that Haruto was prettier than a woman. It was also reported that the year that the commercial aired, Dodo Cosmetics profits went up from 3 billion to 70 billion won. However, the only person who didn't like the ad was Haruto herself. She didn't know that they would add an Adam's apple on her throat, so it's said that when the ad was shown, Haruto apparently yelled out "evil" at the TV. In this ad, which was seen as iconic, Dodo Cosmetics had secretly made her look more masculine, causing Haruto to feel a mix of surprise and shock. Criticism also started pouring in, with people accusing Dodo Cosmetics of exploiting Haruto. One of the critics said, "The company uses Haruto as a commodity to increase sales and play to their customers' desires for consumption and their very own transformations. Through this reading, it is clear that Haruto is treated as a commodity." Karma was on Haruto's side though. In just a year, she got numerous opportunities, including a KBS documentary delving into her life, including her childhood, family ties, and entry entry into the entertainment industry. She also starred in a 2001 movie called Yellow Hair 2, which was her first big role. Not only did she actually take part in the movie's soundtrack, but she also played the role of a transgender biker. On the reason why she wanted to take part in the film, Haruto said, "I wanted to break the stereotype of transgenders, the demureness and extreme weakness with which they are often portrayed." That wasn't all for Haruto, though. In the same year, she published her biography, Eve from Adam, and appeared on the music video of the dance group Turbo for their track History. Maybe it was here that she got the inspiration to enter the music industry herself, as in September of 2001, she released her own album Temptation. The album showed Haruto's music versatility the best, as it included pop songs as well as ballads, and despite the fact that she was considered a bit unconventional for the industry, the album peaked at number 32 Music Industry Association of Korea K-pop albums chart. Her second album, Liar, was even more successful, as it reached 23 on the charts on the month it was released. She did more than that. She acted in a TV series in Taiwan, sang at Korean American cultural events in Los Angeles, and even wrote a book with beauty tips specifically for Japanese women. These are just a few examples of how her fame goes beyond borders, and it said a lot about how popular she was. A year after the infamous ad, Haruto filed a request with the Incheon District Court to officially change her gender on her family record. She also wanted her birth name to be switched from Lee Kyung-yeop to Lee Kyung-eun, which sounded more feminine. According to Haruto, "My most embarrassing moments were when I had to show my personal identification card in public. I couldn't get a passport, visa, or even my own bank accounts because I was legally a man." The court took her side, and on December 13, 2002, she became the second person in South Korea to legally change their gender. After her second album was released, she stumbled into problems with her management company, which is when she decided to leave. The troubles wouldn't end there, though, as they made it hard for her even when she left. TTM Entertainment stated they own the rights to her stage name and declared that they had plans to use it to promote other artists. Haruto didn't back down, and instead of letting her company have her name, she took the issue to court. As a result of the long legal battle, the court ruled in Haruto's favor, letting her keep the name. After that, she started her own company, G&F Entertainment, to have more control over her career decisions. In February, she launched her third album, Foxy Lady, which had a different style from her previous albums. Maybe it was because of this that the album didn't make it to the top 50 on the Korean charts, but Haruto didn't care. In 2004, Haruto started expanding her career abroad because she felt tired of being typecast as a transgender person in Korea. So, to escape this, she chose to move to Taiwan and landed her initial job there in a show called Hi Honey alongside Eli Shi and Pace Woo. Her major opportunity in Taiwan was modeling for sanitary napkins, for which she earned about 100 million won. Later on, she also decided to re-record songs from her Foxy Lady album in Mandarin and launch them in China and Taiwan. In September 2005, Haruto also made her mark in Malaysia by agreeing to a 3-year deal with Hawkstar Entertainment, an arrangement which involved creating 2 movies and ensuring the release of her album in Malaysia. She openly talks about the unfair treatment that queer and transgender people face in Korea during interviews. Some of these are her personal experiences. She posted screenshots of the users' messages where they call her a disgusting human being and a pathetic human, in addition to insulting her appearance and telling her to take her life. In her caption under the picture, Haruto seems unfazed by the comments and suggests that those bothered by her should avoid her social media. She said, "Even though you're worried about me, I'm legally a woman, so there's nothing to be gained from telling me I'm not a woman. No matter where I go, my passport and my rights tell me I'm a woman. I'm not shaken by a few words like this, so get lost." Additionally, she revealed that she's been hit on by hundreds of celebrities, including singers, actors, comedians, and athletes. Haruto also said that a male celebrity wanted to date her with the intention of marriage, but she had rejected him. But Haruto has used her influence to help the queer community. It's known that she financially helped a woman in China who couldn't afford transition. In addition to that, following the tragic passing of Kim Ji-hoo, who took his own life, she launched a transgender club called Mixed Trans in Seoul. Her acting roles in Korea, where she played transgender characters, played a role in raising awareness of transgender individuals in Korea and in the film industry. Her career has also been a source of inspiration for many artists, including K-pop's first transgender group, Lady. She's still considered a symbol of South Korea moving forward politically and culturally and becoming a more modern nation with a more accepting outlook on different identities. Even though they have a long way to go, it's still a step in the right direction. The industry didn't change overnight, but it did evolve.
Sometimes saying the truth and being openly yourself can cost you a whole career. Due to being the first openly gay celebrity in South Korea, this former TV entertainer went through a lot of pain. From being fired by his employer after coming out to experiencing public shaming and discrimination in the cruelest way possible. This is the tragic story of Hong Seok-cheon, the destructive confession. Prior to the day Hong Seok-cheon revealed his big secret, his life was different. Hong's entertainment career began with modeling and later with landing a job as a reporter for Live TV Information Center. Due to his versatility and ability to make everybody in the room cry with laughter, he became a well-respected figure in the entertainment industry, often appearing in different sitcoms, variety, or children's shows, and even Korean dramas as well. Everything changed when the year 2000 rolled in and Hong decided to publicly admit a major thing that would change his life forever. Since Hong played a character with an ambiguous orientation in a since then cancelled sitcom, 3 Men, 3 Women, it made the public's curiosity shoot up. On one variety show, Hong was asked a question regarding his own romantic interests and if he preferred men in real life too. Despite the question being about such a sensitive topic at the time, Hong decided to be brave and he honestly answered that he was homosexual. What made him say this out loud, he explained later in his life. I did it so I could confidently love someone that understood me and live an honest and honorable life. If this happened today, the response to Hong's confession would be extremely different than it was in the year 2000. After Hong came out of the closet, his life turned upside down. Within 24 hours, the entertainment network Hong worked for fired him from all the projects he worked on. The public's uproar was so intense and horrible that he decided to lock himself inside his house, afraid people would try to physically harm him if he appeared in public. Hong says that because of the amount of hate he was receiving, he began drinking heavily and even started smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. He was also extremely ashamed and felt simply terrible. Hong said, I knew my career was over. It was like somebody suddenly dropped a dynamite on everything I had worked so hard for. One day was there and the next day was gone. The reaction of the public was bad enough on its own, but unfortunately, Hong's parents weren't so happy about their son's decision either. The response he got from them made him believe that there was something wrong with him. His parents found out through the television, even though he already told his sister about his sexuality 3 years before he came out publicly. Hong's sister allegedly said, let's keep it a secret until they pass away. But Hong couldn't take it anymore, and so he revealed the truth to the world. The reaction of his parents was extreme though. My parents said we should take pesticides together and pass away. They're people of the countryside. They wanted to move. That didn't stop his parents from hoping that he would bring a woman home one day. Oftentimes, Hong's mother would call him and say that she kept him in her prayers and that he could still marry a nice Korean woman if he tried. She said everyone can change. Hong suddenly found himself under the attack of both sides. The public didn't accept him, and their hateful words hurt like knives. Hong's family not accepting him at first and not even understanding what it means to like men only made the pain worse. He even debated if he should just leave South Korea for good. Then, stuck in a complete darkness and having no one to lean on, Hong thought that there was only one way to escape the hate and the pain. Almost gone. When Hong appeared on the variety show Dongchimi, he talked about how he almost took his own life after he came out of the closet and was immediately met with no acceptance and support. Hong expressed, I lost everything after I came out. Even my family couldn't understand me. At that time, I didn't even want to hear people comforting me like, oh, it's hard, isn't it? At first, Hong thought he could get through if he just tried to ignore all the nasty things people were saying about him. But eventually, everything started to pile up and Hong felt like losing the battle. One night, he decided to go to the Han River. Han River is unfortunately a common place where people visit when they want to end their life. Now, the bridge over Han River has lifeline phones and positive messages to help those in need. Hong would have ended it all if it wasn't for one person who seemed to understand him perfectly. He said that before he would leave this world, he wanted to say goodbye first. Hong shared, before I left this world, I wanted to talk to someone. I couldn't call my family in that situation, so I called my ex-boyfriend who knew a lot about me. His ex-boyfriend picked up almost immediately, and it seemed like he knew exactly what Hong was about to do. Angered by Hong's decision, the ex-boyfriend conveyed his emotions by cursing Hong out. With how brutally honest Hong's ex-boyfriend was, he essentially saved his life. Hong described it, I had decided to just hang up and pass away if he didn't pick up after like 10 rings, but he picked up in 3. I think he was surprised because I wasn't one to call that late at night. Without a word, he asked, are you at the Han River right now? And he started to severely curse me out. I came to my senses and told him, I'll go home. Even though Hong decided to give himself another chance at life, his career was completely over at that time. Hong revealed that he didn't get cast into any variety shows or broadcasts for 3 long years. Despite thinking that people would be more accepting of people like him in the new century, it was all the same back then. If it wasn't for SBS Korean drama Perfect Love, Hong might never be where he is right now. It seemed like the drama was made perfectly for Hong, as it revolved around a gay character who faced complex social issues after he came out to family and friends. Although it seemed like Hong was back on track and finally ready to return to his old life, the drama wasn't met with much positive feedback. Seok himself had this to say: "After the public found out about my casting in the series, people protested in front of the SBS building with big posters saying Hong Seok-chon should not be in the show. But despite the public's outrage, SBS fought for him and stood up for Hong, saying that he never did anything wrong. Hong said he'd be eternally grateful for their actions and words." Seok was obviously not wanted in the entertainment industry at the time, and so he decided to start completely fresh. Before he decided to dip into the culinary world, Hong actually danced and sang in different clubs because it was the only way he could make money at the time. Hong opened up his first restaurant called Our Place in 2002, 2 years after he came out, and over the years, he opened up several more in the popular area of Itaewon, where a lot of young adults go to seek out fun and where one can find many LGBT-friendly places. Even though he owned some of the most popular and well-loved restaurants in Itaewon neighborhood, he unfortunately had to close all of them due to the financial hardships brought by the pandemic. Hong's beginnings in the restaurant industry were far from easy. For a while, a lot of people didn't come to eat but to verbally insult him instead. Hong shared, "They'd walk into my restaurant and would see me and loudly say, 'I didn't know this was a gay restaurant,' or a group of men would get drunk and yell homosexual." Even after that, as the public's perception of Hong started to change a little, he still had to push through some of the hardest moments in his life. Brighter days. In 2008, Hong decided to adopt and help to raise his sister's 2 children. Since his sister was going through a tough divorce, Hong decided to go through a lot of paperwork to become a legal guardian of his nephew and niece. Even though Hong lent a helping hand to his sister, he was still met with a lot of struggles, especially when it came to coming to public school events like graduations. When asked about this, Seok got immediately choked up and said, "One of the reasons I sent my son to study abroad was because I was afraid he would be made fun of by his peers. I didn't go anywhere close to his school. I wanted to go so bad to take photos and make memories, but I pretended I was sleeping in. I wanted to go, but I was never able to be there. I am so sorry to my son and daughter." Hong's relationship with his family had seemed to get better over time as well. During the show Mom I'm Home, Hong returned to his parents' house for the time being, and along with his mother, they opened up about what she felt when her son came out to her. Since Hong was her 4th child and their only son, her status in the family suddenly rose. After Hong came out, his mother became afraid of the reaction of the rest of the family, and she didn't realize how hard it must have been for him back then. Despite not understanding Hong at the time, she still stayed with him and took care of him when he needed her the most. As the time went on, his mother and father became much more understanding of what kind of a person he was. The public perception has shifted as well. For a lot of LGBT kids and K-pop idols, and the community itself as well, Hong has become somewhat of a role model. At the time in South Korea, a lot of people didn't even know what coming out was. Hong has now been striving to break the negative perception of the LGBT community by Koreans' conservative population, one day at a time. Along with other openly gay idols such as Holland and Marshall, they are giving support to those who need it. Hong has proven over and over again that even if no one seems to understand you at first, time is really a magic tool and that hope still exists during the darkest time.
Because even when idols are honest about who they are, their image still isn't fully theirs. It's rare for K-pop idols to openly talk about their sexuality, but as the Korean entertainment industry is slowly growing more accepting of the LGBTQ community, more idols are finally deciding to come out. Over the years, only a handful of idols and celebrities in Korea have come out, and they often face discrimination, slurs, and even violence. However, in the past few months, more people in the Korean entertainment industry have decided to be open about their sexuality. This trend isn't actually limited only to experienced idols, as even trainees are feeling more comfortable when talking about gender and sexuality. As the anticipation for the new survival show Boys 2 Planet grew, a clip showing Chinese contestant and trainee Hu Han-wen seemingly admitting that he's bisexual has gone viral. The clip comes from a live stream during which Han-wen was asked about his sexuality. He initially seemed reluctant to talk about this topic, saying that he wouldn't answer, but then he said, "I want both boys and girls." With this statement, he basically admitted that he's bisexual, and the video quickly went viral online. Netizens were ecstatic about this this news, and many began sharing photos and videos from Hanwhan's past that act as more evidence of his sexuality. Now, fans are looking forward to seeing him in Boys 2 Planet, and many are curious about what interactions he will have with the other contestants. While Hanwhan only implied that he's bisexual, Bane of Just Be hasn't been so subtle and instead has talked openly about his sexuality. This past April, Just Be held a concert in Los Angeles, and during the show, Bane surprised fans by clearly stating that he's proud to be part of the LGBT community. This sparked huge reactions from fans, as many cheered loudly and became emotional. Bane credited Lady Gaga for making him understand how being yourself is beautiful, and then performed a cover of Born This Way, dedicating the song to the entire LGBTQ community and those who are still figuring out their sexuality. Following the concert, Bane shared a statement on a messaging app talking more about what led him to admit his sexuality. He explained that he has struggled with his sexual identity for his entire life, and for a long time, he wondered whether people would support him regardless of his sexuality. In the end, after over 7 years in the K-pop industry, he finally decided that it was time to show his real self to his fans. With his statement, Bane became the first K-pop idol to come out during a concert, and netizens all over the world, even those who aren't fans of Just Be, have underlined how huge this moment is for the entire industry. Since then, Bane has been pretty open about his experience as a gay idol, and he has revealed a lot of interesting details. He explained that he first came out to his fellow Just Be member Gonu 2 years ago, sharing with him how he struggled with sexuality in a really personal conversation. However, at first, he didn't have any intention to talk about it with the rest of the group. Only after another member of Just Be, Jimin, asked him if he was gay, Bane decided that it was the right time to come out and admitted his sexuality to the whole group and then to the CEO of his agency. The members accepted him with warmth, while the CEO has also been very supportive and even added that he was excited to see what new paths would open up for him. Bane then talked about his decision to come out during the tour and explained that fans gave him a lot of strength and encouragement in every concert, so he was able to gather the courage to reveal his true feelings. He also admitted that he was afraid that coming out would hurt not only him, but the whole group. However, he said that the support of fans and the people around him has now made him even stronger. In fact, the members of Just Be have shared various messages in support of Bane. Gonu called the moment Bane came out a day of courage, while Jimin admitted that he was filming the moment from the backstage area, but he was still speechless and even cried. DY instead explained that he wasn't surprised about Bane's decision, but he was still a bit nervous. Now that a few months have passed since he came out, Bane is able to talk more calmly about his sexuality. Recently, he confessed that he realized that he was gay when he was in middle school, and during his time as a trainee, he thought that he could just hide his real feelings. However, at some point he realized that he was lying to everyone, and so he decided to come out to his family, his members, and his agency. He explained that while his members were supportive, he also faced some negative reactions at first, so he was scared about coming out to fans, fearing repercussions for himself and Just Be. Instead, he shared that he has gained a lot of confidence after coming out, and he even added that he has become a kind of safe space for LGBTQ fans, as many admitted their real identity to him. Bane has also explained that while he came out just to share his true self with fans, rather than to make an impact on the K-pop world, he still hopes that his decision can help others. He added that it would be extremely fulfilling for him if his story had a positive impact and helped someone find the courage to come out. Bane has also shared that he still expects to receive negative comments, but thankfully it seems like most netizens are supporting him, and he's much happier now that he has shown his real self. Another idol that has recently gone viral for talking openly about her sexuality is Laura of Cat's Eye. This past March, she shared a series of heartfelt messages, opening up about her fears and coming out as queer, describing herself as half a fruitcake. Laura explained that she first started to understand her sexuality when she was 8 years old, and maybe even before, as she realized that she liked both boys and girls. She then joked that the expression half a fruitcake allowed her to admit her sexuality without saying it explicitly. Laura admitted that when she entered the Dream Academy, the survival show that formed Cat's Eye, she was very anxious. So she decided to hide her identity, fearing that people wouldn't accept her and that this would hurt her chances of making it into the final lineup of the group. However, the support she received from fans since her time in the survival show gave her the strength and confidence to finally admit her sexuality. While now she feels much more confident to talk about her identity, Laura acknowledged that she also faces a lot of new challenges and described the internet as a very scary place. Despite this, it seems like most netizens have been supportive of Laura, and many have applauded her decision to come out. Now Laura is finally able to fully embrace her identity, and in May she even received an award from the Los Angeles LGBT Center. After taking to the stage to accept the award, she talked about her experience, sharing that while growing up, she had to deal with a lot of complex emotions and fear before she was able to talk about her sexuality confidently. She continued by saying that she she now understands how much courage it takes to come out, adding that she will continue to speak up as a brown queer girl. Laura then admitted that she was scared that coming out would negatively affect her and her group, but instead she was met with a ton of love and support, which made her even more comfortable. Laura isn't even the only Cat's Eye member who has openly talked about her sexual orientation, as Megan has also decided to come out as bisexual. During a live stream on June 6th, Megan wished a happy Pride Month to Laura, to which she responded, "You too." Laura then encouraged Megan to speak up, and she finally admitted that she's bisexual. Laura and Megan then celebrated together, with Megan saying that she was a bit scared about coming out. The clip quickly went viral online, and fans all over the world shared supportive messages for Megan, with many expressing their happiness at the fact that she's finally able to be confident about her sexuality. Interestingly, it wasn't only international fans who celebrated Megan coming out, but Korean netizens were also very supportive, which suggests that maybe something is beginning to change in the usually very conservative Korean society. In fact, some Korean netizens have even stated that idols should take inspiration from Cat's Eye and shouldn't be afraid of coming out. However, Megan's statements after coming out have sparked some controversy about how netizens discuss the sexuality of idols. During an interview, Megan was asked about her decision to come out, and she explained that it was totally unexpected. She confessed that a lot of people had been asking her about her sexuality, so she felt some pressure and ultimately decided to just reveal everything. She also admitted that talking about her identity was scary, but the heartwarming support from fans made her feel more open about herself. However, fans were heartbroken after hearing her words, as many feel like she was basically forced to admit her sexuality without being fully ready to talk about it, just because fans kept speculating and making assumptions about her sexuality, especially after Laura came out. This sparked a larger discussion over the role of netizens, as many fans like to speculate about idols' sexualities without any real proof. This often puts idols under a lot of pressure and might cause some really awkward moments, especially if their real gender identity doesn't match fans' expectations. Nevertheless, the fact that more and more idols are feeling comfortable talking about their sexuality is surely a positive change, not only for the entertainment industry, but for the entire Korean society, which seems to be finally becoming more accepting of the LGBTQ community. But the most shocking changes weren't always about styling. K-pop idols often change their appearance, but some have undergone really drastic transformations that ended up being quite dangerous for their health. One of the most discussed cases revolves around Soyou of Sista, who has shocked fans and sparked a lot of buzz online various times after unveiling her dramatic transformation and her troubles with gaining and losing weight. At the height of Sista's popularity, the group was known as the Summer Queens of K-pop, and part of this reputation came from the slim and fit appearance of the members, especially Soyou. She became a fashion icon thanks to her gorgeous proportions and stunning looks, and her diet was always a topic of discussion. In fact, Soyou often shared diet tips and details of her workout routine, showing herself exercising and preparing healthy food. She once even revealed that she has a very unique way of checking her weight, as she prefers looking at her body in the mirror rather than stepping on a scale. Since Soyou became known for her healthy tips and slim appearance, fans were shocked when, in 2021, she revealed that she actually got some unexpected benefits from gaining weight. She shared that during the pandemic, she had almost no schedules, and she felt like she had no need to maintain her figure. For this reason, she began eating a lot, and she confessed that indulging in a lot of delicious food made her much happier and also helped her fall asleep quickly. Soyou also argued that gaining weight added to her curves, especially her chest, and she actually loved her new look. However, she also shared that she suffered some disadvantages too, as she often felt lethargic and couldn't fit into most of her clothes anymore. Soyou also explained that she spent months gaining 10 kilograms and then dieting heavily to lose them, but this clearly wasn't a healthy habit. She kept having troubles with fitness and maintaining her body shape during the pandemic, and she explained that during her time, she reached her heaviest weight ever, at 62.4 kilograms. While this weight wouldn't be a problem for most people, it didn't really fit Soyou's very slim figure, and she was even diagnosed with mild obesity. After learning this news, she became determined to get back to her old shape and began an intensive dieting program. Soyou revealed that she shed a lot of weight in just 6 weeks, quickly returning to a much more slender look. However, she explained that her diet and workout regime were specifically made for her body and warned fans that following her program blindly won't do them any good. In any case, losing weight helped Soyou regain her confidence, and she continued to take care of her body. By 2023, she had well-defined abs once again, and her great figure allowed her to be featured in the fashion magazine Cosmopolitan. Fans were awestruck by Soyou's body transformation and her new looks, and many complimented her commitment to return to a flawless appearance. Soyou's quick transformation made people even more more curious about how she managed to do it, and so she returned to share dieting tips and clips of her workout program. During an appearance on a TV show, Soyu talked about her drastic weight loss, sharing that she lost an astounding 8 kilograms in just 2 weeks, showing shocking photos of her quick transformation. When the host asked her how she managed to lose so much weight so quickly, Soyu revealed crazy details on the trouble she had while trying to keep her weight in check. She explained that on one occasion, she had to film a YouTube video and she purposely gained weight and then lost it. However, she quickly regretted her decision, as losing weight proved to be much harder than she thought, and she had to resort to the unhealthy habit of just not eating. She continued by saying that she then got hired to film a commercial and became worried about her figure, so she dieted hard and dropped back to 50 kilograms. Following this schedule, she planned to increase her weight to 65 kilograms over the course of 3 months, but this quickly proved to be unhealthy and she stopped at 62.4 kilograms. At that point, she began her drastic dieting program that led her to regain her slim figure. This process was full of hurdles, not only because of her diet, but also because Soyu injured her foot and couldn't exercise for 2 months. When she decided that she needed to shed a lot of weight as fast as possible, Soyu resorted to a diet that was extremely severe and brought her to the point of starving. She shockingly revealed that for the first few weeks of her new diet, she only ate 4 quail eggs without yolk per day and nothing else. While Soyu was happy that this helped lose weight fast, she also made sure to explain that this method was very unhealthy, adding that her example shouldn't be followed. Soyu also added that following this extreme first section of her weight loss program, she moved to a much healthier schedule, keeping her weight in check with well-prepared meals and a lot of exercise. Netizens were shocked by how drastic Soyu's diet was, and many argued that starving herself to lose weight was quite foolish and could have resulted in severe consequences. Talking once again about her weight loss program on her YouTube channel, Soyu shared how she created her healthy diet, abandoning her previous problematic habits. She explained that the first step was to create a meal plan that wasn't too restrictive compared to her usual diet, because otherwise it would have been too hard to maintain. Then Soyu made sure to underline that a healthy diet requires eating all 3 meals, without skipping anything and without going to extreme measures. She also added that if one doesn't enjoy eating a particular meal, that could be swapped with something small and simple that contains protein. She then explained that she prepared all of her meals herself, as making her own food helped her stick to her diet. Finally, she shared that she keeps a food diary, taking photos or writing down what she ate. Despite the fact that she was eating healthy meals and following a strict workout routine, it seems like at some point something went wrong as Soyu returned to gain weight. In early 2025, she started to prepare for her first comeback in 2 years, and she once again became determined to have a toned body. In a vlog she posted in April, she revealed pictures showing her body transformation before and after her latest diet. Her earlier appearance emphasized healthy curves, while in her new look, Soyu has a much slimmer silhouette and a toned abdomen. Discussing her diet, she revealed that eating vegetables was very important, while underlining that starving isn't the right way to lose weight. She also explained that her new diet allowed her to lose 5.5 kilograms of body fat while adding 1.2 kilograms of muscle mass, adding that she was extremely happy with the result. After the release of her new song PDA on July 16th, Soyu appeared on a radio show and shared updates on her weight loss. She revealed that since January, she lost an astounding 10 kilograms, and this transformation made her almost unrecognizable. She explained that this time she didn't resort to any extreme measures, but instead she relied on a particular food, a high-protein and low-calorie food that she calls cucumber boat. Soyu later shared the recipe on her vlog, revealing that she just basically scoops out the center of a cucumber and then fills it with shredded chicken mixed with a healthy sauce. As Soyu's weight loss once again became a matter of online debate, now many netizens are looking to this recipe as a possible new viral trend. Soyu also explained that looking back at it now, she discovered that she isn't happy with the way she used to look and argued that she was too chubby. She also added that at one point she became obsessed with her hips and started thinking that she would be more beautiful with larger hips, so she gained a lot of weight. However, this caused her some problems, and even her stylist had to tell her that she should lose some weight. While most netizens are happy to see Soyu's latest transformation, some people have instead criticized how she has kept gaining and losing weight over and over, arguing that this behavior is unhealthy. During a recent live broadcast, she responded to the concerns of her fans, explaining that she wouldn't lose any more weight and instead she will now focus on maintaining her current figure. Despite this, she confessed that the packed schedule around the time of her comeback has prevented her from eating well, but she reassured fans that this is only temporary. She also addressed the rumors that she underwent plastic surgery to slim down her face, explaining that her different appearance was just a result of a change in makeup and her slimmer jawline was caused by her weight weight loss. After years of troubles, it seems like Soyoo has finally found some balance. With an established diet, strong confidence, and a firm commitment to keep her weight stable, hopefully now she can maintain her slim figure without impacting her health. What do you think of Soyoo's weight troubles? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to discover more about the intense diets and routines that Korean celebrities have gone through to maintain their image. But Soyoo's story isn't the only one that left fans in shock. There are many more idols whose extreme transformations raised serious concerns. In the competitive K-pop industry, many idols often undergo dramatic body transformations, but some weight loss journeys are so extreme that they become almost unrecognizable because of how much weight they lost and how thin they become. Pink member Hayoung has taken her transformation to another level, having lost about 13 kilos. Pink as a whole made an appearance on the show Knowing Bros in April of this year and reminisced on their time together as a group. Whatever opinions or thoughts they had though, they unanimously agreed that Hayoung had changed the most in appearance. Weight was apparently a significant insecurity for Hayoung during her time with Pink, so she mentioned that while she misses her members during her solo projects, one positive aspect of it all was that she wasn't being compared to anyone anymore. In particular, she recalled an incident that heightened this insecurity when she saw a photo from an interview where she was sitting at the front and to her appeared larger than the other members. Chorong, her fellow Pink member, remembered that after that photo, Hayoung became hesitant to stand in the front or center. Hayoung also noted that she felt like the big one in Pink, and even though she was thin, she said that she appeared even larger when standing with the other members. Hayoung's bandmates then said that they noticed that she became more fashion conscious and started wearing trendier clothes since losing weight. You can see just from her pictures and the way she carries herself that she has gained a lot of confidence after reaching her target weight, which is heartwarming. Girls' Generation's Tiffany hasn't changed all that much at a first glance, but after some careful observation, you can see that she has gotten thinner. She made an appearance at a press conference for her new drama Uncle Samsik at the Grand Intercontinental Seoul Parnas in Gangnam-gu alongside director Shin Yeon-sik and a star-studded cast, including Song King-hoo, Byeon Yohan, Jin Ki-ju, So Hyun-woo, and others. She looked absolutely stunning in a white bodycon dress with sparkling silver details at the top, paired with white heels, and styled her long hair in soft waves. However, it was her outfit that made it more noticeable that she had lost a bit of weight, to the point that netizens claimed that they didn't recognize her. In addition to that, some are assuming that she had gone under the knife. They claimed that her face looked longer and that her smile and lips seemed different. Some even made harsh comments comparing her to Boa and Taeyeon, who have faced similar scrutiny over alleged cosmetic enhancements. Comments included, "Losing weight like this just made your head bigger than your frame," and "What's wrong with Tiffany and Taeyeon? They both look like they haven't had a proper meal?" Regardless of the comments, it doesn't change the fact that Tiffany looked show-stopping, which likely explains why some people were so bothered in the first place. aespa's Winter has also unfortunately received a lot of negative comments about her appearance and weight. Looking at everything though, she was definitely unhealthy back in 2023 when aespa were promoting the title track Spicy. In this particular M Countdown performance, which happened back in May of last year, Winter was wearing a pink sports bra and a plaid skirt. As she was moving, you could definitely notice her ribs, which was pretty concerning to witness. Everything got even more concerning when you notice that there's a stark difference from how she looked before. Thankfully, it seems that Winter is doing okay now, at least based on her recent sightings and appearances. Hyuna has been in the spotlight recently due to her weight and appearance, which she openly talked about. To be more specific, she revealed how unhealthy her diets and eating habits were and how they negatively impacted her well-being. Even though Hyuna looks a lot healthier now, there was a period a few years ago that she was worryingly skinny. Back in 2020, she even had to postpone her album as she was suffering from vasovagal syncope. This is a condition that leads to fainting in some people, which can be caused by several triggers such as intense emotions and pain, prolonged exercise, skipping meals, or dehydration. Even though back then, P-Nation didn't give any details about what had caused this, Hyuna reveals that it was because she didn't consume any food for weeks. When she appeared on Rain's Season B season, Hyuna revealed that in the past, she used to weigh only 40 kilos as she would force herself to only eat a piece of gimbap to stay skinny. Being 164 cm tall, this made her body mass index only 15, meaning that she was severely underweight. She said, "That destroyed me. By 26, I was so unhealthy." Then, in an episode of Point of Omniscient Interfere, Hyuna recalled how she once starved herself for a week and even admitted that she would go weeks without eating. This, of course, worsened her condition and she ended up fainting quite a lot during a single month. Her manager said, Hyuna starved herself to keep the weight off, so she was malnourished. She passed out one too many times. The staff has worked with her for a long time, so we all had our part in making sure she didn't faint. The other staff members also revealed that they all grew concerned over Hyuna's extreme diet, to the point that they cried when a music video shoot ended without her fainting. At the time, it was obvious that Hyuna wasn't feeling well due to how thin she had gotten, but nobody had an idea what was going on behind the scenes. Thankfully, she's all better and healthier now, and even though her current relationship with former Highlight member Jun Young is highly controversial and criticized, she also seems very happy. In her own words, "Starting last year, I think I'm starting to understand happiness more and more. I'm feeling content and grateful at the little things in life and realizing that's all it takes to be happy." She later shared a picture of a scale, showing that her weight had reached 46.6 kilos. This is still considered underweight, but seeing as she used to weigh even less, this can be seen as an accomplishment. Rise's Sohee has always been on the smaller side when it comes to weight, but recently, his appearance has gotten really worrying. During the promotions for their latest title track, Boom Boom Bass, the members of Rise all wore white t-shirts and black pants, which made them look both casual and fashionable. However, in one of the pictures that the fans took, Sohee's ribcage can be seen peeking through the shirt, alarming everyone. In another clip captured by a fan, Sohee is seen wearing a shirt and loose-fitted jeans which reach just past his knees. In this outfit, fans could notice his skinny ankles, making it obvious that he has lost a lot of weight. As expected, everyone who noticed his frail figure got worried, urging him to focus on his health. Netizens made comments like, "Is this real? Wow. Lee Sohee, please eat some meat right now." And, "But seriously, he's way too skinny. I'm worried about his health. I wonder if he's been eating well." But what caused him to lose weight so drastically, to the point that you can see how skinny he is through his shirt? There's actually a few explanations about what went on with Sohee. One of them is very simple, and it's something that happens to almost every idol. Busy schedules, diets, and lots of practicing. Since Rise were preparing to make their comeback with Boom Boom Bass, it's more than likely that the company made them follow strict diets so they can stay in shape during promotions. But even without an approaching comeback, the group had been quite busy ever since their first release in August 2023, and even though the members were enthusiastic about promoting, they were only human and started getting tired. Wonbin talked about finding it hard to gain weight because of how occupied he was all the time, while Shotaro apologized to fans for not feeling well during a pre-recording for Music Core. Sohee also had talked about how he fell asleep instead of eating because he didn't want his face to feel swollen the next day. It's no wonder that this is affecting the members' health so much. What could also be a reason for why he lost so much weight is the hate he has been facing before even debuting. Sohee has gotten a lot of harsh criticism regarding his appearance and background ever since he was introduced as a member of the group. Even before debuting, netizens have urged him to undergo plastic surgery to fix his looks and dug up his childhood photos to mock his appearance. He was also unfairly ridiculed for growing up in a poor household, with one netizen even looking up the price of his curtains to prove that he and his family didn't have any money. Considering all this, it's not surprising if these comments have negatively impacted his mental health, potentially leading to significant weight loss. Regardless of the cause, we hope Sohee can prioritize his health and that SM allows him to take some time to rest and recover. IVE fans are also worried that Liz lost weight because of the hate she got. Back when IVE debuted, Liz got a lot of praise over her visuals, but during the promotions of Love Dive, people said that she had gained a bit of weight. This led to some unnecessary and cruel comments towards her appearance. Liz was urged to go on a diet and to quote-unquote take better care of herself, even comparing her to her fellow members Wonyoung and Yujin. The comments were especially vile, with netizens saying, "If you want to make a lot of money, you should be responsible as an idol. If you don't like it, you can work as a commoner." And no, this isn't a malicious comment, but does she really not manage her body? The comments got worse every time Liz made a public appearance, with netizens projecting their own insecurities and joblessness on her. However, Liz ended up losing all the weight at the beginning of the year, just like everyone had demanded of her. Thankfully, since the weight loss wasn't immediate, we can safely assume that it was done in a healthy way. She especially got attention during the I Am era, as netizens praised her for looking like her old self. This didn't mean that the criticism against her stopped, though. Many accused her of photoshopping her pictures to look skinnier, while others commented on her photos as if she had committed a crime, with one of them saying, "It's too late for her to go back." Twice Jihyo too, she got prettier after losing weight, but it took her so long that everyone still remembers her for her old face. Liz also ended up like that. It's absurd how much hate Liz received for no reason, and even after meeting everyone's expectations, the criticism didn't stop. What's important is that Liz is healthy and that she's happy with the way she looks. Blackpink's Rose in particular particular had a lot of fans concerned over her most recent appearance, as they fear that she has lost too much weight. To be fair, there have been plenty of occasions in which people showed concerns about Rose's health and well-being after noticing her appearance. Sure, she has always had a slimmer figure, but there were times in which it was obvious that she was at an unhealthy weight. For example, just last year, when Blackpink were on their Born Pink World Tour, a video of Rose performing at the largest stadium in France, Stade de France, went viral. She wore a cropped top during a performance of On the Ground that revealed her ribcage whenever she lifted her arms or whenever she moved, basically. This led to netizens expressing concern over Rose's appearance, saying she looked basically skin and bones. This worry resurfaced recently on two separate occasions. The first one was a video of hers that was shared at the beginning of June, in which Rose is wearing a crop top and shorts. At the beginning of the clip, she's standing around and then bends down to pet a dog. Even though she looks great, many couldn't help but notice that her legs were looking thinner than usual. A Twitter user wrote, "I love Rose with all my heart, but you can't say she looks healthy. Us saying she's too skinny doesn't mean we're body shaming her, we are just worried." In a more recent occasion, she appeared at the 2024 Andom Fashion Awards in Paris, France, as she served as a judge. Because her appearance was a pretty big deal, the official TikTok account of the French magazine Gala shared a lot of videos in which she can be walking or posing for the camera. She wore a black satin mini dress which she kept pulling up as she was walking, but she looked fabulous either way. It was particularly concerning for them to observe that Rose seemed unwell and had a notably skinnier appearance than usual. It's likely that Rose is healthy and looks the same as always, but it's normal for fans to be worried knowing just how demanding and harsh the industry is. Lastly, Idol's Minnie had a few people alarmed over her recent appearance. To give some context, she recently posted pictures of herself at the beach as an ad for the high-end fashion brand Miu Miu. In the 9 photos that she posted, she showed off her outfit as well as her gorgeous face with no makeup on. It was her visuals that made the post reach millions of likes, but there was something else that people noticed in the pictures. You could see her ribcage when she was posing. Just like every idol though, she has been skinny during her entire career, but users pointed out that she has been looking smaller and smaller with every appearance. Fans could do nothing but urge her to take care of herself and not get sick, but with the schedule that the Idol members have been working with lately, it's hard not to. First, leader Soyeon went on hiatus on June 1st due to her poor health. The company announced that she had hoped to join group activities, but since her condition hadn't improved, all her activities were paused so she can focus on her rest and recovery. Then, Yuki posted a worrying Instagram story which read, "I don't want an incredible mentality anymore. I really can't be caught up with horrible people and horrible issues." And Shuhua reposted the same one. Both the members and the fans have spoken up about how tiring everything has gotten, so it's incredibly frustrating that the company Cube Entertainment hasn't taken any measures to ensure the members' safety and well-being. When are K-pop companies going to learn? And even today, the pressure to stay thin hasn't eased. In fact, some of the most alarming transformations have happened just recently. Diets and extreme weight loss aren't exactly new to K-pop idols. Lately, some idols have gotten attention for how much weight they lost, but the situation quickly became very worrisome for fans. IVE's Wonyoung. IVE's Wonyoung's drastic and scary weight loss has been a topic of discussion for a while now. Her visuals have been praised ever since her days in Produce 48 up until her debut with IZ*ONE. Looking like a real-life doll and being taller than most female idols got her a lot of attention, and paired with her talents made her one of the most popular 4th generation idols. However, because of her height, Wonyoung's weight loss has become even more emphasized. She has always been skinny, but there's an obvious difference in her figure in the past recent years compared to when she was in IZ*ONE, worrying both fans and netizens. There were several posts on Korean online forums discussing Wonyoung's weight loss, and there were also posts that were pointing out that it was weird for her weight to be discussed to this extent by a bunch of strangers. There were even a couple of screenshots from IVE's performances that went viral of Wonyoung looking overly thin, which caused even more concern and even had the haters calling her horrible names over her appearance. However, netizens soon discovered that those pictures were actually edited to make Wonyoung look skinnier than she actually is. In a recent photo taken by the media outlet Osen, Wonyoung had a slim physique, but her figure wasn't as alarmingly thin as it appeared on the edited pictures. This discovery angered fans who were understandably frustrated with the fact that Wonyoung's haters would go to such lengths to make people criticize her. The fans then proceeded to warn media outlets to fact-check before accidentally using the edited pictures in their articles and spreading false information that could potentially lead to Wonyoung getting even more hate. Itzy's Yuna. Just like Wonyoung, Itzy's Yuna also has a naturally skinny frame, but she lost a noticeable amount of weight to the point that fans were worried sick. Her physique had always been praised by netizens, and for it, Yuna credited her fast metabolism, the intense dance practices of her group, and the fact that she doesn't eat anything after 8 p.m. But when ITZY were promoting Loco, many pictures when Yuna was performing on stage went viral, attracting negative comments. Especially during a performance of 20, Yuna's ribcage was seen poking out, causing fans to think that she lost an extreme amount of weight. The same situation happened again when ITZY were performing Mafia in the Morning in Loco, and Yuna's torso was revealed, causing fans to worry about whether she was on an extreme diet. A comment under her fan cam said, "The ribs, I hope they're well taken care of by their management. That doesn't look healthy at all." A netizen even wrote, "It really does look like she doesn't have anything but bones and skin." Others thought that she might be trying to stay skinny due to South Korea's beauty standards. In response to this, ITZY's fans said that Yuna looks skinny, but not to the point that it's unhealthy. Some even said that her ribcage was more visible because of the lighting that was exaggerating the shadows on her body. This didn't lessen the worry of fans who were wondering if the company was overworking them or if they were making the members go through extreme diets. At some point, the discussion got so intense that Yuna herself had to come out and lay the fans' worries to rest. She went on Bubble and told everyone, "I eat well, so don't worry." And then she proceeded to talk about the various foods that she was eating with her fans, reassuring them that there was nothing to be concerned about. AT's Uyong. Female idols aren't the only ones that feel pressured by the unrealistic South Korean beauty standards, as male idols are also sometimes coerced to lose weight. AT's Uyong has lost a lot of weight in recent years, and fans noticed it real quick. Based on a fan's post, Uyong has lost nearly 14 kilograms and overall has been looking a lot thinner lately. To emphasize his weight loss, the fan attached pictures to show the difference and compare how Uyong used to look in the past, especially how he looked in 2018 and early 2022, and how he looks now. Uyong has never addressed his weight loss and whether it was caused by extreme dieting or because of how active he is as an idol, but netizens are divided on it. Some think that he looks better after the weight loss and now his handsome features are even sharper. Some think that he was already skinny before and that he didn't need to lose the weight in the first place. Lovely's Baby Soul. Lovely's Baby Soul has experienced a drastic change ever since the group disbanded, and it's hard for netizens to not notice. She has always been skinny, but she's pretty short and still used to have baby fat on her youthful face. This made the weight loss all the more obvious. Her alarming weight loss was noticed by fans when the Lovelyz members got together for Ye's solo fan meeting. In this fan meeting, her frame was visibly smaller from when fans had last seen her, and her legs were slimmer. This worried the fans who were wondering if she was sick or was having trouble. She addressed her own weight loss when she did an interview for a YouTube channel called Whereabout Olympics. She revealed that she had lost a staggering 16 kilograms since Lovelyz disbanded. She said that it hadn't been her goal to lose so much weight, as she started her diet with the intention to shed only a few pounds, but then she ended up losing 16 kilograms in the end. She only talked about the weight loss very briefly, but it shocked the fans nevertheless, with them starting to think that there was something more behind her story. Netizens theorized that maybe she had gotten slimmer due to the stress of the group disbanding, as it had been very hard on all of the members. All in all, to their relief, Baby Soul looks very happy and healthy, and that's all that matters to fans. A-Pink's Bolmi. A-Pink's Bolmi is not a stranger to weight loss and diets, as she has revealed many times in the past. She told fans that she usually begins dieting when A-Pink are about to have a comeback or when she is set to film a drama. However, her diets are known to be very extreme, to the point that she experienced problems with her skin due to her weight loss. She had explained, "I lost 8 to 9 kilograms of weight suddenly. After that, my immunity weakened and I developed atopic dermatitis." Bolmi went on to explain that her skin itched and she wasn't allowed to scratch it, so she had to tie her hands with stockings when she fell asleep. It wouldn't work, as she would still scratch at her skin without realizing it and open up wounds. Due to her problems, Bolmi started following a healthier diet and still managed to lose a noticeable amount of weight, but it has come to the point where fans are worried again. When A-Pink were promoting their song Dilemma, a fan cam of Bolmi was posted on various online communities. In the fan cam, Bolmi was wearing a crop top, short enough to expose her ribs. Her complexion is also a lot paler compared to what she looked like in the past. Thankfully, now she looks a lot healthier. Big Bang's G-Dragon. As an ambassador for Chanel, G-Dragon attended the brand show on May 5th of this year. He caught everyone's eye by appearing at the event with a baby blue cardigan over a white shirt, but what really really got people's attention was how skinny he was. G-Dragon has always been fit, and that's why his frail appearance got fans worried whether he had lost a lot of weight. When someone posted pictures of G-Dragon's outfit at the show, all the commenters could talk about was how skinny he looked. Comments under the post said things like, "Was G-Dragon always this skinny? And I hope he's healthy. He's gotten so skinny." Some thought that it was just the angle of the picture. This wasn't the first time that G-Dragon had worried fans when it came to his health. In June of 2017, he had shocked the public with how skinny he looked at the Chanel Mademoiselle Privé exhibition in Seoul. His weight loss was so severe that his jawline looked much sharper, making netizens believe that he had done plastic surgery on his face. This seemed to be the same case, but nevertheless, fans were hoping that everything was okay with him. ITZY's Ryujin. Another ITZY member that ended up catching attention with her weight loss was Ryujin. There were multiple posts about how much different she looked when she debuted compared to recent comebacks. In the pictures they posted from before, Ryujin's figure looked a lot fuller, but she lost so much weight that her figure looked frail and her thighs were noticeably skinnier. The comments were all wondering just how much weight she was going to lose before it became too much. She has gained back the weight for recent comebacks like Sneakers and Boys Like You, but some fans started to point out the hypocrisy of netizens. They recalled how others reacted when Ryujin had a fuller body and reminded everyone that netizens were throwing hate at her and urging her to lose weight back then. Then when she actually lost the weight, netizens still called her nasty names and urged her to gain weight. Now that she's back to her standard weight again, there are still body shaming comments towards her. You can never win with them. Behind these drastic changes are diet methods that spread like wildfire among fans, many of which are far more dangerous than people realize. Idols' notorious diets and eating habits, shared openly with fans, have raised concerns about how they're influencing their audience. But these idols persist in promoting dangerous weight loss tips, leading recent viral K-pop diets that have gained attention due to their extreme nature. At the beginning of May 2023, Luna member Ryujin alarmed fans when she shared a tip for how to lose weight, which was dangerous for her to follow as well as other people. On May 2nd, Ryujin held a Q&A session on her Instagram account so fans could have the chance to interact with her. A fan went on to ask her about a weight loss tip, and Ryujin's response was, "Not eating." The picture was attached to a picture of a weighing scale that showed her weight, which was an unhealthy 34.2 kilograms. Despite opposing opinions, some believed it was better for Ryujin to honestly share her weight, even if sharing or posting about it could cause harm. These netizens said that if she lied about how she lost weight, then it would cause fans to think, "Why can't I look like her?" A commenter said, "Not answering is only going to keep deluding fans that they don't have good genetics, unlike the celebrities who just happen to be naturally skinny." Others said that telling her young, impressionable audience to starve so they can stay skinny is a bad move and very dangerous no matter how you look at it. A fan was appalled at the answer, saying that they couldn't believe that not only was Ryujin telling someone not to eat, but she had also posted a picture of a scale, making it seem like she was bragging about it. While the fans sympathized with her and how she was forced to diet in unhealthy ways, they still said that it's extremely disappointing that she would perpetuate harmful eating habits and contribute to the toxic diet culture. Thankfully, Ryujin publicly acknowledged that her dieting approach and sharing tips may be harmful. She admitted to not realizing the extent of her influence on young people and advised everyone to prioritize eating well and embracing growth. Recognizing her mistake, Ryujin expressed her intention to initiate a get healthy endeavor. Before Ryujin, her former bandmate Chu also shared that she was struggling with unhealthy eating habits. On an episode of Dr. O's Golden Clinic, Chu said that she had been admitted to a hospital in the past because of her unhealthy eating habits. She said, "I eat until I can't breathe anymore. When I am stressed out, I do this. I eat until I throw up. I've been to the emergency room because my body stiffed up." Back then, Chu kept denying that she had problems with her eating, but recently, she said that it was getting much better. On a March 23rd video on Cosmopolitan Magazine's YouTube channel, she said that she has recently started loving salad. She shared, "I used to starve myself to lose weight. I hated salad and couldn't eat it during my diet in the past, but now there's a salad restaurant that I love and I've been adding more vegetables to my diet. It's heartwarming to see that they're doing better, but it's also terrible to witness just how much Blockberry Creative and other agencies mess their artists up to the point that they see starving as something normal." aespa's Karina also shared her weight loss tips, but it's safe to say that netizens couldn't quite believe that what she was saying was true. She appeared on Lee Young-ji's show No Prepare, where the two discussed various topics, including weight loss. Karina revealed that even though she eats a lot, she is very strict at maintaining her weight. She went on to say that even though she sometimes can eat a whole container of Pringles and even ate a whole pizza by herself, she manages to lose the weight that she gained by exercising. She said, "I wear a padded jacket, I wear a tight t-shirt, I wear a swimsuit and run for 4 hours. I listen to idol music. I run and dance. I run while saying, 'You mean you're so cool,' and run around." Youngji tried to clarify that Karina wasn't just pretending to eat, but she was actually eating a lot, so it seemed like she eats a lot but can't gain weight properly. Karina denied Youngji's words, saying that she does gain weight easily but loses it just as easily, claiming that she has gained 4 kilograms and lost 4 kilograms in a day. But even though Karina didn't outright tell people to starve themselves, her way of losing weight is extremely unhealthy, so people were criticizing her for oversharing this tip in the first place, as it might influence others to do the same and ruin their health. The comments who were denouncing Karina wrote, "That isn't physically possible. If she's talking about fluid loss, that's going to be so dangerous and isn't going to stay off either. I hope no one tries to copy her. While it is better to advise people to exercise, it's still bad to give them tips like this and also give them the idea that they can gain and lose that much weight in a day." aespa's Giselle also shared her diet, and it was bad. According to Giselle herself, she takes a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar on an empty stomach, and then she has 5 almonds and 5 cherry tomatoes. Because of her lack of breakfast, you'd think that she would have a more nutritious lunch, but that's not the case here. For lunch, she has a delicate tofu caprese salad, which isn't quite as extravagant or appetizing as it sounds, as all it has is slices of tomato and soft tofu. Last but not least, for dinner, she has natto gimbap, a vegan version of the traditional Japanese dish made from whole soybeans. Add to that the fact that the aespa members recently revealed that they sleep for a total of 4 to 5 hours when they're promoting their comebacks, and you have a recipe for disaster and putting your well-being in danger. It was especially disheartening considering that the suggestion for her meals came from her trainer, who had recently been praised for wanting to pursue a healthier lifestyle beyond mere weight loss. Not only is it worrying that she consumes side dishes and snacks as complete meals, but when considering her high activity level, regular exercise, and inadequate sleep, we have every right to be concerned for her health. It's also sad that she, along with many idols, view this as normal and believes it to be a healthy lifestyle. Brave Girls member Yechan also spoke out about how she had to basically starve when her group got attention all of a sudden. She appeared on KBS 2's I'm Hungry, where she said that she had given up on herself completely before Rollin' blew up. However, it all changed when they got popular overnight. She confessed that she had seen people calling the members pig girls and piglets, which led Yechan to going on a diet. She starved herself completely, but she also almost lost her life because of it. Yechan said that she woke up covered in blood one day due to the fact that she had scratched herself all night because of an allergic reaction brought about by a decline in her immunity system. They sent her to the hospital, where she was told that she was going to end up losing her life if she caught a cold because of how weak her immune system had become due to not eating. Thankfully, she's taking better care of herself now, and this horrible episode of her life is far behind her. Gongwon Sonya's Mia didn't promote any unhealthy diets, but she did talk about how her company basically forced their artists to starve themselves and even report their weight to the management staff. Gongwon Sonya made headlines at the beginning of the year when it was revealed that the company had mistreated the members. After the group won the lawsuit to terminate their contracts, one of the members, Mia, has spoken up about the way the Wave Music treated her and her fellow members, especially the strict diets that they were forced to maintain. In an interview with the Asahi Shimbun newspaper, she said that every time she came back from school, she had to start practicing and have vocal lessons. She also said, "Also, every time I went to practice, I weighed myself in front of my manager. I had to report my diet, like I'll eat bananas and boiled eggs, or I'll only eat 1 apple. I felt like I was going crazy." Mia also revealed that the Gongwon Sonya members got closer together because they'd steal the food from the staff during video shoots. Mia went on, "Usually at that age, we'd be talking about boys, but we always talked about food. The only fun was sneaking out of the dorm and going to the convenience store." 21 member Pak Bom made an appearance on an episode of On and Off where she shared how she was living on Ganghwa Island and how she lost 11 kilograms. Bom said that she moved to the island so she could work on her album and also start her diet. She explained that she starts her day at 6 a.m., emphasizing that it's important to stick to a diet plan and eat on time. On the food that she eats as part of the diet, Bom said that she would have 5 rice balls paired with lettuce and German turnip for breakfast, surprising the panelists who asked her if she got hungry since that seemed like too little food to eat for a meal. Bom replied, "It's very filling once you get used to it." Though it did seem like she missed eating desserts and snacks. She said that she visited a cafe as she was taking a walk, and it became so bad that she couldn't take her eyes off the pastry. She said, "I didn't have any bread for 6 months. I can't hold back." This made her buy a piece of pastry and eat it quickly before her manager arrived. While not the most dangerous diet featured on this list, it is concerning to witness the normalization of idols consuming very few amounts of foods to maintain their image, even when they're already in excellent physical condition. What are your thoughts on this? And it didn't stop there. More harmful trends kept surfacing, with idols unknowingly inspiring routines that could seriously damage fans' health. K-pop idols are known to partake in rigorous diets that may jeopardize their health in the long run. With such ridiculous beauty standards, idols do the most to remain in shape, and sometimes they take the most drastic measures. Here are the most extreme K-pop diets. Twice's Momo. This is one of the most extreme diets known to exist in K-pop, and I can't believe that the company ever let Momo go through this. Before her debut with Twice, Momo spent her trainee days practicing and preparing for the debut. From her skills to her looks, everything should have been kept on track. To get an ideal body, Momo went on a diet, and this was no ordinary diet either. During a V live stream, Momo revealed that before she debuted, the company told her that she must lose 15 pounds. The problem is that she had to lose this weight in only a week. She said, "I was told I had to lose 7 kilograms no matter what. That was the only way to be on the showcase. There was a D-Day. That's why she went to the extremes to lose weight in what's known as one of the worst diets in the K-pop industry. It came to the point that she was scared for her own life." Momo said, "I didn't eat anything for the whole week and went to the gym all the time. I spat all the time, so there was no water in my body, and when I laid down on the bed and tried to sleep, I was scared that I wouldn't wake up again, so I suddenly started crying." But what was this dangerous diet that shocked everyone? Turns out that she only ate ice cubes, but she's still worried that even the ice cubes would make her gain weight. She revealed, "I ate 1 cube of ice, but I thought that I might get fat with even that. That's what I did, but I didn't lose 7 kilograms by the D-Day, so they gave me about 3 more days." The members were also very worried about her and said that she looked so pale that they were concerned that she was going to pass out. Thankfully, she managed to gain her weight back, but I can't believe the extreme she went to for her diet. EXO Xiumin. Now, it would certainly be unfair if we didn't include male idols in this list, because they're also victims of South Koreans' unrealistic beauty standards. One of the idols that went through an extreme diet to match these standards is EXO Xiumin. Xiumin revealed that he had been struggling with his weight since debut when people were discussing his physique and criticizing him for being quote-unquote chubby. He was also the victim of yo-yoing, which means that he would lose weight rapidly and then gain the weight back. I don't think I have to explain how dangerous that is to his health. His most dangerous diet was during the Growl promotions, and it's called the coffee diet. During that time, Xiumin ate once every 2 weeks and only drank coffee, causing his weight to drop to 53 kilograms. When the Growl era was over, he gained 10 kilograms back in a couple of months. Xiumin advised, "Yo-yo happens quickly. I do not recommend to skip eating to lose weight." Sista's Dasom. While the other members of Sista stuck to running and eating salads to stay slim, Dasom took it a step further. Dasom revealed that she had tried a variety of diet plans such as herbal medicines, shakes, detoxes, just so she could reach her preferred weight. She also revealed, "In order to lose weight in a short period of time, starvation is the most effective." Dasom added, "As a female idol star, I have to watch my weight under an intense weight loss plan. I do a diet therapy and exercise at the same time. Who doesn't like to eat? We live for eating and we eat for living." So since she couldn't starve herself because she needed energy for promotions and activities, she instead followed the 1-meal diet and managed to lose 10 kilograms in just 3 weeks. She only ate cucumber for her meals. Cucumber consists mostly of water, but high amounts of calcium, and it is extremely low in calories. Sometimes she would combine it with cherry tomatoes, other fruits and vegetables, and toss in a salad. Eating cucumbers in itself isn't bad, but knowing just how active idols are, this isn't exactly the healthiest way to lose weight. IU's diet is easily the most dangerous diet an idol has revealed, and it started an equally dangerous trend among YouTubers and teenagers. In SBS's Strong Heart, she shared her story about how she was called a pig during her debut stage. She shared, "There were exactly 2 times that I choked up with tears while on stage. I was really excited on my debut stage, but the second I sang my first line, I heard someone swear at me. People in the crowd began telling me, 'Did you even practice?' and 'You pig.' Because of this, IU started a very extreme diet." She revealed this unusual diet plan on SBS Night of TV Entertainment back in 2013 and said that it helped her lose 5 kilograms in 5 days. The diet IU followed is called the My Proana diet, and to follow the diet, she consumed an apple for breakfast, 1 or 2 sweet potatoes for lunch, and a protein drink for dinner. The diet is so unhealthy that those who do the diet for even just a week lose weight almost instantly, but it also makes people sick, drained, and makes them more prone to fainting. It's not a diet meant to be done for longer periods. So after doing it for a while, IU realized that there was something wrong with her body and she couldn't keep on doing that. Despite fans being worried, a shocking number of people started doing the IU diet challenge to see if it would help them lose weight as well. Thankfully, despite her longtime struggles with eating, IU revealed that she sought professional help as well as advice from others, so things are definitely much better now. Big Bang's T.O.P. Another male idol who felt like he had to go to the extremes to fit the Korean beauty standards is Big Bang's T.O.P. But this time, the company was also at fault for pushing him to lose weight in an unhealthy way. T.O.P. used to weigh 90 kilograms while he was still training at YG Entertainment, which isn't acceptable by idol standards. This is why Yang Hyun-suk, the CEO of YG at that time, told T.O.P. he would debut only after he attains the ideal body weight. This meant that he had to lose weight and he had to do it fast. What he did to achieve an idol-like body shape was start a very harmful diet. His diet consisted of only consuming unsweetened jelly and drinking mineral water. For a snack, he only had red beans, which he bought at traditional markets. He also exercised every day to lose weight. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but this doesn't seem very healthy. Because of this diet, T.O.P. managed to lose 20 kilograms in only 40 days, but the fact that he had to basically starve himself to get into the company and pursue his dreams is just terrible. Bubugan's Mina. Mina's diet is a lesser known one, but it's just as extreme. Mina revealed that after she watched one of her performances in Produce 101, she was horrified by her appearance. On KBS's Happy Together 4, Mina said, "I was performing A-Pink's I Don't Know in a sleeveless shirt and I looked so chubby while dancing. The performance had such an impact on her that she couldn't wear sleeveless tops after watching it, and she even started dieting after that." But as we've seen so far from the examples in this video, her diet was far from healthy. She shocked viewers by revealing that she quit eating food and survived on drinking 2 bottles of sparkling water a day. She also shared that at her lowest weight, she was 41.7 kilograms. Of course, this worried everyone since this diet was especially unsafe, but Mina advised her fans against trying it and said that it made her sad whenever a fan would follow this diet. In a live stream from 2020, Mina shared, "I shared my sparkling water diet because I knew it's really unhealthy for you from my experience. I didn't want you guys to try my methods, so I'm very upset whenever someone DMs me if she can lose weight like me if she only drinks sparkling water." She continued, "It's unnecessary unless you have a job like mine. I don't think being skinny is the only way to be beautiful." BTS's Jimin. BTS have had a sad history with dieting, but when it comes to extreme diets, Jimin tops the list in the group for undergoing the most unhealthy diet. Back in 2018, in BTS's Wings concept book, Jimin revealed that he lost 7 kilograms due to heavy exercise and a brutal diet. In fact, the blood, sweat, and tears era was so rough that he would pass out during rehearsals, making the others worried about his health. His diet plan simply included not eating anything. During his appearance on Please Take Care of My Refrigerator, Jimin confessed that he did not like the fact that he looked chubby, so he wanted to work on himself for blood, sweat, and tears. His solution was to go on a 1-meal diet plan for 10 days, but of course, this diet had consequences. Jimin revealed that he did not have any energy left to practice after his meals, thus making him collapse quite often. He said, "I was pretty sensitive during my diet. When we practiced the choreography together, I was the only one knocked over, not because I was hungry, but because I had no strength. The members were very worried about him and invited him to eat quite often, but he continued to push forward with his dieting no matter how intense it was." Jimin said, "It was inevitable, so the members could only feel sorry for me. Jin told me, 'Eat with me, why do you have to do that?' But I just told him, 'No, I need to do it,' and continued to diet." He hasn't gone to extremes ever since then, but it's upsetting that we have several stories of idols feeling like they didn't look like people wanted them to. They're perfect just the way they are. After School's Yui. Yui's diet might not be as extreme as the other ones on this list, but it went on for far longer than it should have. This is also an instance in which the netizens' comments on idols' bodies have had some very dangerous consequences. In an episode of I Live Alone, Yui talked about her belly fat controversy and how it shaped the way she ate for 8 years. Yes, this diet lasted 8 whole years. Yui explained that when After School was promoting Bang, the members wore crop tops. The top showed her belly, and she was heavily criticized for having belly fat. Yui said, "I was around 21 to 22 years old at that time, but I cried a lot thinking, do people really care that much about my body, and doesn't everyone have this much?" These comments ended up having a long-lasting effect on her. For the next 8 years after that, she ate all the healthy food she wanted, but would make sure it did not exceed 1,000 calories. That is only half of the recommended amount of daily intake. But even when she did what netizens wanted, they started making comments about how skinny she was. The fact that she did it for such a long time must have been detrimental for her health, and many wonder how much she struggled with the diet. It must have been a lot for her to handle. What's the most extreme diet you've heard an idol has gone through? As more idols opened up about their routines, the list just kept growing, each one more shocking than the last. The diet culture in K-pop is a tough one. Oftentimes, K-pop idols come clean about the harsh and strict diets that they had to take in order to achieve the desired look. Unfortunately, some of these could have ended in a disaster if they went on for just a little longer. Sista's Soyu. Dasom wasn't the only member of Sista who once went through a harsh diet to achieve the desired figure. In 2013, Soyu received a lot of compliments on her figure as the girls were gearing up for for their comeback. During one of the group's showcases, Soyu shared that in order to achieve her gorgeous look, she had to keep a strict diet. Soyu described her diet: "I took out salt and decreased carbs from my diet. I ate 1 meal per day, and when I was really hungry, I ate eggs and a sweet potato." There was also a diet when Soyu would only eat 1 meal a day again, and that would consist of 4 quail eggs without the yolk and a glass of milk. Following this diet, Soyu lost around 8 kilograms. She also maintained a strict workout routine. She would do yoga, weight training, and cardio. On top of that, she would also have rehearsals for her choreography. In 2022, Soyu decided to share a little bit more about the struggles with food and weight that she had to endure. She said that one thing she struggled with even when she turned 30 years old was her weight. Soyu clarified that all members of Sista were slim around the time that they debuted, and that she weighed around 49 kilograms. As Soyu continued with her story, she mentioned being caught by her managers many times when she snuck into the bathrooms to eat in secret. Sista's agency also gave Soyu a journal in which she had to record each spoonful of rice she ate whenever she had a meal. Soyu also described one of the many diet plans she'd tried in the past. It consisted of 1 sweet potato for breakfast, a slice of bread for lunch, and 3 slices of gimbap for dinner. Soyu is now in a much happier place, and she shared that she actually doesn't carry any anger towards her agency. Red Velvet's Wendy. Wendy from Red Velvet is another idol who doesn't stray away from harsh diets. During her appearance on the show Give Me a Meal in 2018, Wendy shared that the girls make sure to care for themselves during promotions. Wendy further explained, "In severe times, I would blend black beans, milk, cabbage, and apple and eat it in the morning after I woke up. Then I would do 10,000 jump ropes to digest that. For lunch, Wendy would only eat 1 pouch of pumpkin juice and nothing else." When the MC commented that he wouldn't be able to do it, Wendy commented that she was like this mostly when she was a trainee. After they debuted, she couldn't go on such a diet again, and she probably wouldn't be able to now as well. It's especially sad to hear Wendy talking about this because she has been a target of malicious comments regarding her weight for a long time. Even if she put herself through these diets, her weight didn't drop as quickly as she wanted it to, which made her desperate to lose it even more. Now, Wendy proudly believes that the prettiest look on someone is their confidence. Ladies Code Ashley. Ladies Code Ashley is known for being extremely open and honest about her life as an idol, so she really didn't hold back once the topic of diets was brought up during one of the Get Real podcast episodes. Ashley revealed that before she became an idol, she never went through any type of diet, and no one around her ever suggested that she should. Her first experience with dieting came as soon as she became a trainee in Korea. Ashley shared, "I came to Korea and I was still pretty skinny then. I was around 52 kilograms. They wanted me to be 49 to 50. They would measure us every week. Starting then, I started my unhealthy diet because they didn't even teach us how to diet. For every meal, Ashley would have a handful of tomatoes, and as she calls it, she started to kind of starve herself. Then she revealed that she didn't get her period for a whole year. Her agency actually took Ashley to get hormone shots to help with her cycle, but the only thing that helped was eating well and having a good sleep schedule. It's really important for idols like Ashley to speak up about the horrible after effects these diets can have, so everyone can be aware of how toxic and damaging the diet culture truly is." Somi. In December of 2021, Somi caught everyone's attention with her beautiful transformation. In preparation for her comeback, Somi lost around 10 kilograms. The secret to this quick weight loss were bananas. Somi didn't eat anything but bananas for a week, and she had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As a result, Somi lost a whopping 5 kilograms in a week following this diet. Bananas aren't low in calories, and they're high in fiber, so they can make you feel full even after eating just one. Although one-food diets are often practiced to lose weight quickly, the yo-yo effect after can be devastating. Before her comeback with Dum Dum, Somi weighed around 46 kilograms. As of recently, Somi focuses on maintaining a strict but effective workout routine. 2AM's Chungmin. Chungmin once went through a drastic weight loss, and while it helped him to achieve the figure he's always wanted, it doesn't mean that it was healthy. In 2012, during one of the episodes of the show Star Life Theater, Chungmin discussed his experiences with weight loss. During the episode, the reporter spent the day with 2AM and noticed that while other members snacked on ramen between meals, Chungmin went for chicken breasts or sausages. After Chungmin was asked about his food choices, he explained, "I used to weigh over 100 kilograms. I lost 18 kilograms in 3 weeks and about 30 kilograms in 6 weeks. I only ate 2 blocks of tofu a day and ran 6 hours. After that, I ate healthily and exercised often to keep the weight down." Even though his diet got him the desired result, it's understandable that it wasn't the safest way to lose weight. One of the reasons for Chungmin's drastic weight loss was the fact that performing on stage isn't only about the song, but about the visuals as well. Chungmin shared that he made sure to wake up at 6 a.m. and incorporate a daily exercise routine into his hectic schedule. Then in 2013, Chungmin shocked everyone with yet another weight loss. This time, Chungmin lost around 13 kilograms in 3 weeks and gained a set of abs. Netizens were obviously surprised that Chungmin managed to lose so much weight in such a short amount of time. While the results were definitely worth it, it probably took a huge toll on Chungmin. Global Icon's Wonket. Even though Global Icon are long disbanded, the diet of one particular member still goes around as one of the worst ones. Wonket revealed that to look her best during her debut, she lost around 16 kilograms. The secret to her weight loss is horrible. Before her debut, Wonket would maintain a pretty steady diet of drinking 1 bottle of soy milk a day, and then she carefully picked the food that she would eat to lose the weight. Their agency shared, when Wonket first started training, she weighed 59 kilograms. A year before she debuted, she drank only soy milk and ate carefully, losing 9 kilograms. She continued to steadily shed the weight until she lost 16 kilograms in total. This diet is definitely one of the ruthless ones, and it's likely that Wonket's body was really stressed out by consuming mainly soy milk. Dolbang Shingi as well had their bad experience with strict diets, especially Chungmin. In 2014, Dolbang Shingi embarked on their T1 story tour where Chungmin had a solo performance where he was completely shirtless. In order to get the best physique for the show and show off his perfect abs, Chungmin went on a seriously strict diet. Chungmin didn't drink any alcohol for 2 months in order to prepare for the performance. He was also told by his trainer not to eat any soup, stew, hot pepper flakes, or hot pepper paste, and he had to miss out on these foods for 2 months as well. His diet mostly consisted of mild, low-sodium foods, and while this isn't the worst diet on this list, there has been a rumor that Dolbang Shingi participated in the so-called water diet in the past. The rumor was never confirmed, but supposedly, Dolbang Shingi used to practice water diets before their comebacks. In the week leading up to the comeback, the group would only consume water, and then for the last 24 hours, they would stop consuming anything at all, not even a glass of water, to make them look skinnier. As this is just a rumor, there's a high chance it's not even true, because if it was, then that might be the worst K-pop diet ever. Ailey. In 2019, Ailey appeared on the show Video Star, where she shared her experiences with dieting. Ailey opened up about one of her comebacks and the strict diet and heavy exercise routine she maintained to look her best for the comeback. At that time, Ailey's weight was the lowest it's ever been at 49 kilograms. When Ailey finally made the comeback, the reaction to her new figure was mainly negative. People would ask her questions like, "Did you gain it all back?" and "What happened in the last few days?" Ailey explained, "I didn't expect that because I had lost 10 to 11 kilograms before that comeback, but that was the response I received. The reason for the negative feedback was a photoshopped image of her looking way skinnier than she really was." Ailey thought that it was quite unfair to her as she worked hard and lost a lot of weight. In 2021, Ailey opened up about the topic yet again and explained her struggles with dieting even more. Ailey described that her diet only consisted of eating only 500 calories a day so that she could lose weight quicker. The standard level of calorie intake for a day should be around 1200, so Ailey's was significantly lower. Although Ailey achieved the skinny look she wanted, this actually negatively affected her voice. Ailey didn't have enough energy to sing, and nodules began to appear on her larynx. The doctor warned her that if she kept doing this diet, she would have to deal with a lot more serious health problems in the future. Now it seems like Ailey is treating her body with love and respect, and that's all that matters. But the bigger issue isn't just the diets themselves, it's how casually they're shared and how easily that normalizes unhealthy behavior. Fans of K-pop groups and idols have been dealing with discussion about weights and diets for as long as the industry has existed. Diet culture is deeply ingrained in the industry, and there's no escaping from it. However, with fans becoming more and more aware about how unhealthy this practice is, they've started asking idols to not constantly discuss their extreme diets or how much they weigh. People have come to the agreement that the weight and body that many idols try to achieve is more than unrealistic, and that it turns the self-perception of fans for the worse. The dieting starts from when the idols become trainees. Momo of Twice had quite an intense story with extreme dieting from when she was a trainee. During a live stream, she revealed that she had to lose 7 kilograms before the group debuted, and she managed to do so in only a week. She didn't eat anything for the whole week and basically slept at the gym. She even went as far as to eat a cube of ice per day for the whole week, as she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to stand on stage with the rest of the members. It came to the point where she got scared for her own life, as she said, "When I laid down on the bed and tried to sleep, I was scared that I wouldn't wake up again, so I suddenly started crying." Momo succeeded in losing the weight and even gained it back right after, but the fans were still horrified at the story. Unfortunately, the methods to lose weight get even worse. Trainees had shared that they took laxative, cut their nails and hair, put a scale in front of the refrigerator, and even donated blood, all in an effort to lose weight. The unhealthy diets don't stop after debut. debuting, as now they're expected to look a certain way to appeal to the audiences. But the pressure of the companies doesn't even compare to the pressure that comes from K-pop fans who criticize and pile on idols once they notice a slight change in their weight. After-school member Yui gained a lot of backlash due to her belly fat when the group was promoting their song Bang. The comments affected her so much that she only ate one meal a day for 8 years after the quote-unquote scandal happened. Infinite Songjung also recently shared that his meals throughout the day contain a single boiled egg, which is split into 3 portions. Songjung has always been known to have a small appetite, but it can't be healthy in any way to eat a single boiled egg as your meal throughout the day. Mind you, Songjung has been an idol for more than a decade, and yet he still has unhealthy eating habits so he can maintain his small appetite and slim body. Becca also shared in an interview with us that dieting was the worst thing that she struggled with during her whole career. Kyla from Priston also became a victim of netizens' comments in 2018, as they thought that she didn't have a body of an idol. They also accused Kyla for allegedly not taking care of herself, as she was, according to netizens, negatively affecting the rest of Priston because of her weight. Regarding her body, a netizen commented, "That honestly looks like a complete failure at managing herself. Whether she's young or not doesn't matter. This is her job and she's making a living off of it. She's totally a detriment to the team and it shows a lack of care for her job." Some even theorized that Pledis made Kyla gain weight on purpose so the group could get attention by netizens hating on her. Yeah, go figure. These comments are also present when the idols lose weight, so it can be concluded that netizens and even some fans will never be satisfied no matter what these idols do. You'd think that with the passing of time, netizens would get more aware of the damage that these conversations cause the idols involved, but that doesn't happen. Even in 2022, female idols have been the target of backlash due to weight gain. Despite being only 17, NMIX's Jiwoo was urged by netizens to lose weight and got criticized for not taking care of herself. One person wrote that, "If one member of the group is so overweight, the picture of the whole group will be ruined." Ives' Liz was the topic of a Soldong video along with her fellow member Ray, as he said both of them were getting chubbier. Jonghyun dealt with the same thing after she came back from her hiatus and joined the rest of the Twice members on the group's comeback, The Feels. She gained weight due to the medication she had to take for her anxiety, which made her receive waves of hate as netizens found the opportunity to call her the nastiest names. Even though her fans did a good job of shielding her from the hate, she still dealt with horrible comments. A netizen said, "I understand that this is because she is ill, but in the end, isn't it true that her physical appearance hasn't been taken care of that well? So it's normal that with this being the norm in South Korea, it's nothing out of the ordinary for idols to share just how they lost their weight and how they managed to maintain it. But we should also take into consideration the way fans and the way they perceive themselves are affected by this. It can go as far as for fans to follow these unhealthy eating habits to lose weight without checking the context these diets are used for and their background first. K-pop fans doing trends out of diets has been a thing for a while now. Since idols share their diet routines frequently, it isn't information that's hard to find. From news outlets, forums, blogs, or YouTube, fans can find out about the eating habits of their favorite idols and can also get the wrong idea that by following said diet, they can lose weight quickly and achieve an idol-like figure. When IU revealed in a 2013 interview that she only consumes an apple, 2 sweet potatoes, and a bottle of protein shake a day, instead of others being worried, people started to turn her diet into a trend. If you search IU Diet Challenge on YouTube, you'll get plenty of videos of fans trying the same routine, videos that have gathered thousands of views. Zoe Alya, a former dieter, tried IU's diet for a month as she had researched her eating habits to comply with common beauty standards, but she suffered the consequences of eating unhealthily as she said, "I felt tired, like I was dying every day. I used to shiver a lot and have blackouts in class. My mood was ruined all the time and I constantly had headaches." She also shared that she had gotten a binge eating disorder after she had followed the routine for a month. So idols speaking about the way they starved themselves to reach their desired weight and posting their weight on social media has a terrible impact on their vulnerable audience. With their audience mostly being teenagers, the unrealistic expectations about the way someone should look, which are set by K-pop idols, can really affect the fans' mental health and mindset as they grow up. They will be hard on themselves and compare their body sizes to these idols and feel upset because they look nothing like them. Even though sometimes these idols make a warning that the diets are unhealthy, just sharing these unhealthy tips and creating the idea in the fans' mind that they can lose weight by following their routine is damaging in itself. They often don't even talk about the side effects like gaining weight after the diet is done or developing eating issues. All these diets are intended to make people lose weight in a matter of days or weeks, but nutritionists have emphasized time and time again that losing weight is a long-term process that can take months or even years when done properly. However, knowing all this, we should also take into consideration the idol side in this. Most of them start training pretty young young and have been told that weighing less is what makes them achieve their dreams and get liked by the public. They were also told to go onto extreme diets at a very young age, which wasn't healthy at all and created some serious body issues for them. Having fans talk about their abs, their thin waists and legs all the time and speaking about how good they look probably didn't help. Most idols are probably in the process of getting over their own issues and how they perceive themselves, with most of them being self-conscious about their own bodies due to the comments others make about them. We already talked about how netizens call idols like Yui, Kyla, and Jonghyun fat, even though they're perfectly healthy, so it's natural that they're harsh on themselves. So when they share their weight and their dieting habits, it might be because they're proud of what they've achieved, as remaining thin is an integral part of who they are. We should even be sympathetic because they constantly feel like they need to lose weight despite being perfectly healthy. Not only that, but if idols don't discuss the way that they lose weight, it might create the impression that they were born with perfect bodies. It would create much more issues if the idols pretended to eat fast food and exercise and yet appeared to be skinny. This would have irreparable damages to the self-esteem of their fans and would just make more people start dieting. It's not right for celebrities to talk about their weight constantly, but most of these idols probably don't even intend to get fans to follow their crazy diets, just sharing their personal experience, which, even though is extreme, is considered normal for them. In conclusion, we should come to understand both sides of the same coin. It's perfectly okay for fans to feel uncomfortable with the way idols are in a way promoting unhealthy eating habits, but we should also understand that this is all idols know and that it's hard for them to break off this cycle. Because perfection in K-pop isn't optional. In the competitive K-pop industry, many idols often undergo dramatic body transformations, but some weight loss journeys are so extreme that they become almost unrecognizable because of how much weight they lost and how thin they become. Pink member Hayoung has taken her transformation to another level, having lost about 13 kilos. Pink as a whole made an appearance on the show Knowing Bros in April of this year and reminisced on their time together as a group. Whatever opinions or thoughts they had though, they unanimously agreed that Hayoung had changed the most in appearance. Weight was apparently a significant insecurity for Hayoung during her time with Pink, so she mentioned that while she misses her members during her solo projects, one positive aspect of it all was that she wasn't being compared to anyone anymore. In particular, she recalled an incident that heightened this insecurity when she saw a photo from an interview where she was sitting at the front and to her appeared larger than the other members. Chorong, her fellow Pink member, remembered that after that photo, Hayoung became hesitant to stand in the front or center. Hayoung also noted that she felt like the big one in Pink, and even though she was thin, she said that she appeared even larger when standing with the other members. Hayoung's bandmates then said that they noticed that she became more fashion conscious and started wearing trendier clothes since losing weight. You can see just from her pictures and the way she carries herself that she has gained a lot of confidence after reaching her target weight, which is heartwarming. Girls' Generation's Tiffany hasn't changed all that much at a first glance, but after some careful observation, you can see that she has gotten thinner. She made an appearance at a press conference for her new drama Uncle Samsik at the Grand Intercontinental Seoul Parnas in Gangnam-gu alongside director Shin Yeon-sik and a star-studded cast, including Song King-hoo, Byeon Yohan, Jin Ki-ju, So Hyun-woo, and others. She looked absolutely stunning in a white bodycon dress with sparkling silver details at the top, paired with white heels, and styled her long hair in soft waves. However, it was her outfit that made it more noticeable that she had lost a bit of weight, to the point that netizens claimed that they didn't recognize her. In addition to that, some are assuming that she had gone under the knife. They claimed that her face looked longer and that her smile and lips seemed different. Some even made harsh comments comparing her to Boa and Taeyeon, who have faced similar scrutiny over alleged cosmetic enhancements. Comments included, "Losing weight like this just made your head bigger than your frame," and "What's wrong with Tiffany and Taeyeon? They both look like they haven't had a proper meal?" Regardless of the comments, it doesn't change the fact that Tiffany looked show-stopping, which likely explains why some people were so bothered in the first place. aespa's Winter has also unfortunately received a lot of negative comments about her appearance and weight. Looking at everything though, she was definitely unhealthy back in 2023 when aespa were promoting the title track Spicy. In this particular M Countdown performance, which happened back in May of last year, Winter was wearing a pink sports bra and a plaid skirt. As she was moving, you could definitely notice her ribs, which was pretty concerning to witness. Everything got even more concerning when you notice that there's a stark difference from how she looked before. Thankfully, it seems that Winter is doing okay now, at least based on her recent sightings and appearances. Hyuna has been in the spotlight recently due to her weight and appearance, which she openly talked about. To be more specific, she revealed how unhealthy her diets and eating habits were and how they negatively impacted her well-being. Even though Hyuna looks a lot healthier now, there was a period a few years ago that she was worryingly skinny. Back in 2020, she even had to postpone her album as she was suffering from vasovagal syncope. This is a condition that leads to fainting in some people, which can be caused by several triggers such as intense emotions and pain, prolonged exercise, skipping meals, or dehydration. Even though back then, P-Nation didn't give any details about what had caused this, Hyuna reveals that it was because she didn't consume any food for weeks. When she appeared on Rain's Season B season, Hyuna revealed that in the past, she used to weigh only 40 kilos as she would force herself to only eat a piece of gimbap to stay skinny. Being 164 cm tall, this made her body mass index only 15, meaning that she was severely underweight. She said, "That destroyed me. By 26, I was so unhealthy." Then, in an episode of Point of Omniscient Interfere, Hyuna recalled how she once starved herself for a week and even admitted that she would go weeks without eating. This, of course, worsened her condition and she ended up fainting quite a lot during a single month. Her manager said, "Hyuna starved herself to keep the weight off, so she was malnourished. She passed out one too many times. The staff has worked with her for a long time, so we all had our part in making sure she didn't faint." The other staff members also revealed that they all grew concerned over Hyuna's extreme diet, to the point that they cried when a music video shoot ended without her fainting. At the time, it was obvious that Hyuna wasn't feeling well due to how thin she had gotten, but nobody had an idea what was going on behind the scenes. Thankfully, she's all better and healthier now, and even though her current relationship with former Highlight member Jun Young is highly controversial and criticized, she also seems very happy. In her own words, "Starting last year, I think I'm starting to understand happiness more and more. I'm feeling content and grateful at the little things in life and realizing that's all it takes to be happy." She later shared a picture of a scale, showing that her weight had reached 46.6 kilos. This is still considered underweight, but seeing as she used to weigh even less, this can be seen as an accomplishment. Rise's Sohee has always been on the smaller side when it comes to weight, but recently, his appearance has gotten really worrying. During the promotions for their latest title track, Boom Boom Bass, the members of Rise all wore white t-shirts and black pants, which made them look both casual and fashionable. However, in one of the pictures that the fans took, Sohee's ribcage can be seen peeking through the shirt, alarming everyone. In another clip captured by a fan, Sohee is seen wearing a shirt and loose-fitted jeans which reach just past his knees. In this outfit, fans could notice his skinny ankles, making it obvious that he has lost a lot of weight. As expected, everyone who noticed his frail figure got worried, urging him to focus on his health. Netizens made comments like, "Is this real? Wow. Lee Sohee, please eat some meat right now." And, "But seriously, he's way too skinny. I'm worried about his health. I wonder if he's been eating well." But what caused him to lose weight so drastically, to the point that you can see how skinny he is through his shirt? There's actually a few explanations about what went on with Sohee. One of them is very simple, and it's something that happens to almost every idol. Busy schedules, diets, and lots of practicing. Since Rise were preparing to make their comeback with Boom Boom Bass, it's more than likely that the company made them follow strict diets so they can stay in shape during promotions. But even without an approaching comeback, the group had been quite busy ever since their first release in August 2023, and even though the members were enthusiastic about promoting, they were only human and started getting tired. Wonbin talked about finding it hard to gain weight because of how occupied he was all the time, while Shotaro apologized to fans for not feeling well during a pre-recording for Music Core. Sohee also had talked about how he fell asleep instead of eating because he didn't want his face to feel swollen the next day. It's no wonder that this is affecting the members' health so much. What could also be a reason for why he lost so much weight is the hate he has been facing before even debuting. Sohee has gotten a lot of harsh criticism regarding his appearance and background ever since he was introduced as a member of the group. Even before debuting, netizens have urged him to undergo plastic surgery to fix his looks and dug up his childhood photos to mock his appearance. He was also unfairly ridiculed for growing up in a poor household, with one netizen even looking up the price of his curtains to prove that he and his family didn't have any money. Considering all this, it's not surprising if these comments have negatively impacted his mental health, potentially leading to significant weight loss. Regardless of the cause, we hope Sohee can prioritize his health and that SM allows him to take some time to rest and recover. IVE fans are also worried that Liz lost weight because of the hate she got. Back when IVE debuted, Liz got a lot of praise over her visuals, but during the promotions of Love Dive, people said that she had gained a bit of weight. This led to some unnecessary and cruel comments towards her appearance. Liz was urged to go on a diet and to quote-unquote take better care of herself, even comparing her to her fellow members Wonyoung and Yoojin. The comments were especially vile, with netizens saying, If you want to make a lot of money, you should be responsible as an idol. If you don't like it, you can work as a commoner. And no, this isn't a malicious comment, but does she really not manage her body? The comments got worse every time Liz made a public appearance, with netizens projecting their own insecurities and joblessness on her. However, Liz ended up losing all the weight at the beginning of the year, just like everyone had demanded of her. Thankfully, since the weight loss wasn't immediate, we can safely assume that it was done in a healthy way. She especially got attention during the I Am era, as netizens praised her for looking like her old self. This didn't mean that the criticism against her stopped, though. Many accused her of photoshopping her pictures to look skinnier, while others commented on her photos as if she had committed a crime, with one of them saying, "It's too late for her to go back." Twice Jihyo too, she got prettier after losing weight, but it took her so long that everyone still remembers her for her old face. Liz also ended up like that. It's absurd how much hate Liz received for no reason, and even after meeting everyone's expectations, the criticism didn't stop. What's important is that Liz is healthy and that she's happy with the way she looks. Blackpink's Rose in particular had a lot of fans concerned over her most recent appearance, as they fear that she has lost too much weight. To be fair, there have been plenty of occasions in which people showed concerns about Rose's health and well-being after noticing her appearance. Sure, she has always had a slimmer figure, but there were times in which it was obvious that she was at an unhealthy weight. For example, just last year, when Blackpink were on their Born Pink World Tour, a video of Rose performing at the largest stadium in France, Stade de France, went viral. She wore a cropped top during a performance of On the Ground that revealed her ribcage whenever she lifted her arms or whenever she moved, basically. This led to netizens expressing concern over Rose's appearance, saying she looked basically skin and bones. This worry resurfaced recently on two separate occasions. The first one was a video of hers that was shared at the beginning of June, in which Rose is wearing a crop top and shorts. At the beginning of the clip, she's standing around and then bends down to pet a dog. Even though she looks great, many couldn't help but notice that her legs were looking thinner than usual. A Twitter user wrote, "I love Rose with all my heart, but you can't say she looks healthy. Us saying she's too skinny doesn't mean we're body shaming her, we are just worried." In a more recent occasion, she appeared at the 2024 Andam Fashion Awards in Paris, France, as she served as a judge. Because her appearance was a pretty big deal, the official TikTok account of the French magazine Gala shared a lot of videos in which she can be walking or posing for the camera. She wore a black satin mini dress which she kept pulling up as she was walking, but she looked fabulous either way. It was particularly concerning for them to observe that Rose seemed unwell and had a notably skinnier appearance than usual. It's likely that Rose is healthy and looks the same as always, but it's normal for fans to be worried knowing just how demanding and harsh the industry is. Lastly, Idol's Minnie had a few people alarmed over her recent appearance. To give some context, she recently posted pictures of herself at the beach as an ad for the high-end fashion brand Miu Miu. In the 9 photos that she posted, she showed off her outfit as well as her gorgeous face with no makeup on. It was her visuals that made the post reach millions of likes, but there was something else that people noticed in the pictures. You could see her ribcage when she was posing. Just like every idol though, she has been skinny during her entire career, but users pointed out that she has been looking smaller and smaller with every appearance. Fans could do nothing but urge her to take care of herself and not get sick, but with the schedule that the Idol members have been working with lately, it's hard not to. First, leader Soyeon went on hiatus on June 1st due to her poor health. The company announced that she had hoped to join group activities, but since her condition hadn't improved, all her activities were paused so she can focus on her rest and recovery. Then, Yuki posted a worrying Instagram story which read, "I don't want an incredible mentality anymore. I really can't be caught up with horrible people and horrible issues." And Shuhua reposted the same one. Both the members and the fans have spoken up about how tiring everything has gotten, so it's incredibly frustrating that the company Cube Entertainment hasn't taken any measures to ensure the members' safety and well-being. When are K-pop companies going to learn? There's one boundary the industry protects above all else. Even though every dating news in the K-pop industry is labeled as a scandal, there are some that get a lot more negative attention than the others. Whether that is because of the idols' wrongdoings or their partners, some dating scandals have forever left a bad mark in the minds of K-pop fans and even ruined some careers. You would think that a convicted criminal like Big Bang's Seungri wouldn't have a love life after getting out of prison, but life is full of surprises. If you kept up with the Burning Sun scandal, you would know that he was a creative director, shareholder, and occasional DJ at the club. The accusations against him him were pretty serious and involved things like substance use and setting up illegal explicit services for investors. In the end, he was sentenced to 18 short months in prison as he was convicted on 9 charges. He got out of prison in February of 2023, but at this point, you could say that his career had come to an end. He had left Big Bang, and YG had spent 18 years in prison, and everyone in the country had labeled him as a criminal. However, if you were to ask Seungri, a jail sentence wasn't enough to stop him from enjoying parties and dating scandalously. After getting out of jail, he quickly returned to his nighttime activities and embraced his lavish lifestyle once again. According to a close acquaintance of his from his Big Bang days, Seungri called a lot of his friends up as soon as he got out of prison to invite them to go clubbing. Seungri also had a big party for his birthday in Cambodia, but by far the most interesting part of his post-prison life was his girlfriend, or former girlfriend if his other scandal was anything to go by. The rumors that Seungri was dating model-turned-influencer Yoo Hye-won date back to October of 2018 when a Chinese media outlet showed a picture of the alleged couple hugging on the street. If you assumed that their relationship came to an end after his conviction, you couldn't be more wrong. When Seungri enlisted as an active duty soldier in the middle of the investigation, he was accompanied by a woman in his vehicle who many people assumed was Yoo Hye-won. Additionally, in March of 2023, a dispatch report claimed Seungri and Hye-won were seen on vacation in Bangkok, Thailand, just a few weeks after he got out of prison. The dispatch report said they were holding hands in a fancy hotel lobby, showing affection to each other while also being cautious to avoid other Korean tourists or people who might recognize them. It seems like the couple split in just a few months after Seungri's release, though, because he was involved in a cheating scandal with 2 different women. To sum it up quickly, Seungri allegedly went on a romantic trip to Bali with a woman called Ms. A. After she left, he went on another date with a different woman, Ms. B, following the same itinerary. The scandal emerged when both women posted similar pictures on social media from the same location, and since they were apparently following each other on Instagram, it didn't take long for them to notice that something wasn't adding up. Compared to what Seungri has been charged for, a cheating scandal seems like nothing, but people were actually more surprised at the fact that these women were still lining up to date him despite everything that he has done. Seungri isn't the only person involved in the Burning Sun scandal who continued to have a love life even after everything that went down. During the investigation, it came to light that celebrities such as Jong Joon-young, Jong Hoon from FT Island, and Jong Hyun from CN Blue were part of a Kakao Talk group where they exchanged secretly recorded videos of a highly inappropriate nature. Another name that got dragged into this was the former member of Highlight, Jun Hyung. While it's widely believed that Jun Hyung was part of the group chat, that's not true. What happened was that Jun Hyung had sent him a video of him engaging in inappropriate relations with a woman without the woman's consent or knowledge. Even though Jun Hyung's agency at the time denied the reports of his involvement, Jun Hyung himself admitted to watching the video and even making inappropriate comments about it. Not only that, but when Jun Hyung had sent him the video, Jun Hyung seemed more scandalized that his friend got caught filming rather than the fact that he was sharing illegally taken videos with him. He had no choice but to leave Highlight and the agency, and due to all the rightful criticism and backlash that he got, he stayed out of the public eye for years. Outside of his fandom, nobody even cared or thought about him until it was revealed that he was dating none other than Hyuna. But before we get to that, let us briefly show you a special offer. March comes with a lot of new K-dramas and Korean variety shows, but if you've been a K-drama fan for long enough, you know that it's not always easy to get access to them immediately without a hitch, of course, unless you want to use some sketchy website and watch it in a very low quality. When we started to use Surfshark VPN, today's video sponsor, we had our doubts, but after using it for some time now, we can confidently say that it allowed us to access dozens of new dramas and variety shows in a matter of seconds. For example, if you're a fan of Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won, you may be obsessed with their new drama, Queen of Tears. Although the drama is accessible on Netflix, in some regions the drama is not available, and if it is, the episodes may come out a week later. Thanks to Surfshark VPN, this is not an issue as it allows you to change your IP address to whatever location in the world that you need at the moment. So if you change your IP address to South Korea, you will be able to watch new episodes of Queen of Tears on the day of its release without any problems. On top of that, Surfshark VPN makes sure that when you're browsing the internet or using public Wi-Fi, you don't fall into the hands of hackers or succumb to other virtual threats. Surfshark VPN does this by protecting your identity and privacy, which is a great addition to feeling safe on the internet. You can now secure your privacy and stream more Korean content with Surfshark VPN, and if you enter coupon code KOOKIE, you'll get an extra 3 months free at surfshark.deals/kookie, or you can scan the QR code to get there effortlessly. Hyuna has built quite a reputation for herself over the years as a confident woman who didn't care about anyone's opinion and who supported other women before anything else. So when she posted a picture of herself and Junhyung holding hands on January 18th, everyone was shocked to say the least. Before they began officially dating, the two had quite a long history with each other that dated back to Hyuna's time in 4 Minute and Junhyung's debut in Highlight. In other circumstances, people might have expected and even welcomed this relationship, but many just couldn't believe that Hyuna was openly dating someone like Junhyung. So, to show their disapproval over the situation, Hyuna's big fan accounts on different social media all shut down and her Instagram was flooded with criticism and disappointed netizens who had looked up to her all these years. The whole thing gets even more disturbing when you consider that Junhyung used to date Gu Hara, who was one of Hyuna's closest friends. Why this is so scandalous is that back in the day, when the investigation into Junhyung's scandal was ongoing, Hara took it upon herself to contact the reporter who was covering the chatroom scandal to show her support for the victims. Having been a victim of being illegally filmed herself, all she wanted to do was help other women who had gone through the same thing. So to have Hyuna date Hara's controversial ex years later and proudly parade her relationship around has significantly tarnished her reputation. Her posts after her relationship announcement still get swarmed with comments commending their relationship, but it doesn't seem like she cares all that much. Speaking of Gu Hara, let's discuss her tragic relationship with Choi Jong-boom. Back in April 2018, Hara became the host of JTBC's beauty program, My Mad Beauty Diary, where she crossed paths with Jong-boom, who was working as a hairstylist. Shortly after they started dating, Jong-boom contacted the police following a fight with Hara, alleging that she had caused him physical harm after he decided to end their relationship. After the police came to the scene, it was concluded that the two had both harmed each other, but dispatch's report that came only a few days later said that Jong-boom had broken into her apartment while intoxicated. Hara was asleep when he came in, but he woke her up by kicking her and proceeded to throw and break household items. A close friend of the couple disclosed that the fight between the two started because of this, and this led to a heated argument escalating into physical confrontation. Both parties sustained injuries, with scratches on Jong-boom's face from Hara trying to defend herself and bruises on Hara's body. When the police arrived at the scene, Jong-boom showed them the injuries on his face as evidence. The details that Hara and her friend revealed afterwards about what Jong-boom did to her are horrid, so we're not going to get into that. After everything that happened, Jong-boom made threats towards Hara, saying that he would release explicit footage of her if she didn't listen to his demands. At the time, Hara shared that she was worried about what Jong-boom did with the videos and what he might do with them in the future, as she said, "It was scary. I wondered if he reported it to dispatch, if he shared them with his friends. How about my life as an entertainer, my life as a woman?" Hara tried to stay calm and first talked to her agency and then a friend, asking them to help her ex-boyfriend apologize. Later, her ex-boyfriend tried to send the recording to dispatch, but thankfully they didn't publish it. In the first trial in April of 2019, Jong-boom was accused of various offenses, including filming an explicit video causing harm, intimidation, coercion, and damaging property. He denied most charges except for property damage. A few months later, Jong-boom was cleared of filming the video without consent, but he received a suspended sentence of 1 year and 6 months in prison, along with 3 years of probation for other charges. At the time, Hara was facing horrible online harassment after the video became public. Netizens criticized Hara for reappearing in public, suggesting she should feel ashamed despite being the victim in the case. Months after she had attempted to take her life, people went on to criticize her for using social media, performing her duties as an idol, and her appearance, among other things. Just shows you how people didn't really care that she was harmed, hurt, and violated. They just wanted someone to harass. In November of the same year, Hara was found unconscious at her home as she had made a drastic decision to end it all. It's heartbreaking that someone so kind and wonderful faced so many challenges, especially when they brought so much happiness to others. But we have another case to cover. As for Gina, hers wasn't exactly a dating scandal, but she did claim that she was in a relationship. If you don't know Gina, she used to be a very popular soloist under Cube Entertainment. That was until 2016 when she got involved in a very strange dating scandal. She was accused of providing favors to an unidentified businessman in exchange for 35 million Korean won. Back then, she denied the accusation and explained that a male friend, who she later found out was connected to arranging high-end services, loaned her money when she was in financial trouble. The friend apparently asked her to meet his businessman friend, expecting certain favors in return for the loan, but Gina thought the meeting with the businessman was just a normal date. She ended up being accused of a crime related to trading services for money and was directed to pay a fine of 2 million won. She hasn't been seen in the industry since, as this scandal completely destroyed her reputation and entertainment companies didn't want to be associated associated with her. Now let's move on to the idols who got a disgusting amount of hate just for dating. The people they were dating weren't horrible people. As ridiculous as it sounds, the real controversy here was that they were just dating like any other couple. One of these couples is Baekhyun and Taeyeon. Back in June of 2014, Dispatch reported that the two had been secretly dating for months. When the news gained traction, they confirmed their relationship, making history as the first openly acknowledged couple under SM Entertainment. However, the announcement was met with mixed reactions. While some fans offered congratulations, others were upset to the point of harassing the former couple. Taeyeon especially endured significant harassment, including an incident where she was seen crying at the airport and apologizing to a fan. She faced harsh criticism for being older than Baekhyun, with fans turning against her due to suspected posts hinting at their relationship. Baekhyun, on the other hand, was accused of betraying the group and fans, leading to a petition to remove him from EXO. The level of hatred escalated to the point where Taeyeon and her family received threats and vile messages daily, so it wasn't surprising when it was announced that they had broken up. Even if they had loved each other and wanted to stay together, they were aware that they would never be able to date peacefully, which makes the whole thing sadder. Knowing all this, you would think that netizens have changed their ways and have become more accepting towards dating news. They have shown signs of improvement over the years, but everything went down the drain when Dispatch reported that aespa's Karina was dating actor Lee Jae-wook. The two had met at a fashion show the month prior, but even though the couple got a lot of support, there were still fans who were opposed to the fact of her dating. They demanded that she apologize to them and threatened to boycott her activities if she didn't show remorse. There were even protest trucks parked in front of the company saying things like, "Is the love fans give you not enough? Why did you choose to betray fans? Please personally apologize to us, otherwise you will see the drop in album sales and empty concert venues." The situation got so bad that Karina dropped a handwritten apology to calm everything down. She expressed regret for disappointing fans, promising to show them a more mature side of hers. International fans were baffled that she had to apologize in the first place, and the issue got so bad that it got the attention of news outlets worldwide. BBC, CNN, and Sky News reported on the apology letter, emphasizing the bad sides of the K-pop industry. Not only that, but it made the local news in other countries as well, bringing in even more attention to the issue. Karina was then labeled as a national embarrassment by the same netizens who had demanded an apology from her before. They accused her of shedding a negative light on the country and making others think low of them. Despite this being a mutually respectful relationship between adults, Karina still faced more criticism than idols who have actually committed crimes. So while K-pop keeps evolving, one thing hasn't changed. Behind the music, the fame, and the perfect image, there are still stories the industry would rather keep hidden. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next uploads.